Hey, why don't you grab a seat? Let's have a talk. Today I'm making a video, and I'm breaking one of my policies, and that is making a video if emotions are running a bit high. But I think this is a topic that is pretty important to discuss, and that is about your culture war. I've been getting a lot of comments, messages, and sort of, I don't know. I don't understand people complaining about accusing me of fighting for one side or the other. And I know there's only one side of this culture war argument. There's only one side that will actually listen to me, because the other side is conditioned to reject reality and view people as check boxes instead of real people, and they're conditioned to not listen to what people actually say. So I know that only one side of the argument will actually watch this video and listen to me. The other will just leave a stupid comment and close out of the video. So people are harassing me over their culture war thing. And because of the role that I have chosen to take and the job which I must do, I don't get to defend myself when people leave angry comments, when people harass and say insults. I don't get to defend myself. I do not get to fight back. And I must accept any harassment, abuse, or criticism that people send my way. I do not get to complain or lash out, and that's just how it is. People are misjudging me, they've mischaracterized me, and I don't get to fight back because I have chosen to listen. I have chosen to just hear you out and to make sure that your voices are heard. I have chosen to try to make the world better for people. And I know that because of that, people will hate me. People will understand me and try to tear me down. I know that people are waiting for me to launch my games on Steam so they can review bomb it. I know that. That is the price that I have to pay, and I've accepted it. I'm making videos here on YouTube regularly because people have asked me to. You've asked me to. And I want to help guide the industry in a better direction. People have asked me to help lead the industry. People have asked me to be a positive example to other people. But there's a price that you have to pay in order to do that job, especially on the internet. And I have to pay that price even if it results in people misunderstanding and hating me. So if you need someone to talk to, then I'm here. Whether you hate me or whether you like me, just leave a comment and I will listen to you so that you will feel and understand that someone is listening to you and someone cares about what you have to say. Because the worst thing in the world is to feel like you are alone. And I want to explain the topic of this video, that I do not care about the culture war. I absolutely do not care. I mentioned at the start of the video I'm breaking one of my policies about not making videos when emotions are running high. At the moment, I am at the very limits of my anger and frustration. So this is me at my absolute angriest, at my absolute most frustrated. And the reason being is because yesterday I received a very difficult phone call. And a friend told me that his doctors told him he has 6 to 12 months to live. It's cancer. And so tomorrow I'm going to see my friend. I'm going to drive over and visit. And I need to figure out how I'm going to tell him that everything is going to be all right. I need to figure out how to look him in the eye and to tell him things will be fine. I need to figure out a way to share reassurance and strength with him. I do not care about the culture war. It doesn't even register with me. What I do care about is giving my friend reassurance and a sense of peace and comfort. That is not something that's easy to do. It's not something that's easy to figure out. All the men that I looked up to and relied upon as a source of strength and reassurance are either dead or they're stepping into their deathbeds. And those men are now looking to me. I used to be a kid. I looked up to them. And now they are looking to me as a source of strength and reassurance. And I am not in a position where I can afford to fail them. And so I have to find a way to be strong enough to share strength with them, to share with them a sense of reassurance the way that they did for me when I was younger. I no longer have the luxury of wallowing in my emotions. I'm extremely angry right now. This is the absolute limit of how angry I can be. I have to be strong not for me, but for other people. I'm going to share a photo with you. I've shared this before on the channel. This is the last photo I have of me and my friend Scotty there, and there's Ike, and there's me. So, the last time I saw Scotty was in 2023. He was dying of lung cancer. Our friends, we tried everything to try to convince him to stop smoking, but what are you going to do? He wouldn't quit. So I visited him in 2023, and he lived in a small mountain town, and I spent as much time as I could with him. We went to the bars and did karaoke, and everyone there in that small mountain town, all the locals, all of the friends, kept coming up to me and saying, "Oh my God, it's been years since I've seen Scotty smile. It's been years since we've seen him happy." And it was because I went there to spend time with him. He was so happy that I went to spend time with him, and everyone in that town kept coming up to me and thanking me, saying, "Oh, thank you for spending time with Scotty. I haven't seen him smile in years." And so I promised Scotty that I would come back and spend time with him. I said, "Hang in there. I'll come back as soon as I can. I'll spend time with you." That was back in 2023. So last year I learned that Scotty lit a cigarette next to his oxygen tank and he burned himself to death. And I had to accept that I had failed him. As a friend, I failed him. What I care about is that I wasn't strong enough to be there for him. I wasn't strong enough to get back in time, to support him, to spend time with him. I just wasn't strong enough. There are more people in my life who are looking to me for strength, for reassurance. And what I care about is that I get stronger, I get smarter, and I get tougher so I can be there for the people that need me. It's important to figure out what is worth caring about, what is worth spending your time on. I mentioned that I'm really at my rope's end when it comes to frustration, but you can't let your emotions control you, whether or not your emotions are leveled out or they're at a high point. You cannot let them control you or your decisions. You need to have control over your own thoughts and your emotions. So it doesn't matter if you're super angry or you're super frustrated. You must find a way to stay strong, to remain level, to see the world around you for what it is, to accept reality, and to make the best decisions possible. I mentioned frustration. I'm frustrated because I'm watching my friends around me each year, left and right, die. No matter where I look, at almost every minute of the day, no matter where I look, in my peripheral vision, I can see the end of my life. And it's getting closer and closer. And because of that, I want to be the best person that I can be. I want to make sure that I am a positive influence on other people. But I understand that there's no way that I will be able to accomplish everything that I want to accomplish. I won't be able to make everything that I want to make. I won't be able to do everything that I want to do. It's frustrating. And I'm watching my friends one by one just die. And I see the looks in their eyes when they realize they didn't get to do everything that they wanted to do. They didn't get to accomplish everything that they wanted to accomplish, and they're afraid. And they're looking for a sense of comfort and peace. They're looking for a source of strength. The way that I feel, I need to find a way to get stronger. I need to find a way to work harder, to work faster, and to accomplish more with a very limited time that I have. And I'm frustrated that I'm not a better developer and a better artist and a better writer and musician than I am now. I often get messages of people saying you're so talented, this and that. There's a big difference between talent and skill. Talent is something that you're born with, and skill is something that you develop through hard work and effort. I'm not talented, and it's frustrating because I understand that. And I know the limits of my talent, and I'm not talented. What I have achieved through hard work, through putting in the effort, through putting in the hours of trying to improve. Talent is something that you're born with. And I just wasn't born with that much, but I'm not going to let that stop me. And so I put in effort. But no matter how hard I work, people who are talented naturally will just be able to accomplish more than me because of their natural talent. And so I have to put in a lot of time and effort. And I just need to keep working harder, to keep improving, to become better. And those are the things that I care about. It's a lot. There's a lot for me to think about. I want to be stronger to be able to support people. I want to be a positive example. I want to have a positive effect on the world. I want to be stronger. That's what I care about. Your culture war is barely a grain of sand to me. I do not care about your culture war, yet people keep insisting that I'm engaging in their culture war. This internet squabbling is suited to children who do not go outside, and I do not care. So if you dislike me, feel free to be wrong and say whatever you want. I don't care. You can leave a comment. You can be angry. You can say insults. In my position, I'm not really allowed to dispute or fight back or defend myself. So say whatever you want. And I just hope that one day you will decide to listen to me. So it isn't just one-sided with me listening to you. And I hope that one day we can see eye to eye and understand each other. And that's because this is the path that I've chosen, and I will walk it with grace. It doesn't matter if people insult me and say horrible things. I have chosen to listen and to understand people. And that's it. That's part of my life decision. That's what I've chosen to do. So that's that. That's my explanation. I've explained to you what I personally care about and why I just do not have time to care about the culture war. I absolutely don't care because I have so many other things on my mind that are actually important. And I just feel so sorry for people to whom the culture war is the only thing that matters. I hope those people one day will actually go outside and see the world and start living life. That's it. I'm still figuring out what I'm supposed to say to my friend tomorrow. I'm gonna drive over to his house in the morning, and I've got to find some way to tell him that everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be fine. It's gonna be tough. I just want to be, I want to be stronger, I want to be tougher. And for anyone out there watching this, everything's going to be all right. Everything's going to be fine. Well, hi everyone. I'm Jerrel from Sungrand, if we haven't met. I make the Silver Falls game series. And for everyone that's been around and we know each other already, thanks for sticking around. I really appreciate all your support, and yeah, I just wanted to be able to thank everyone directly for that. I guess this is going to be a pretty different video. I wasn't sure if I was going to make this video, but I figured now's as good a time as any. So just to get things started, for the good fun use, I'm working very hard on Campfire Stories, and something that I have not announced yet is that I'm actually working on 2 games simultaneously that use the same framework for Campfire Stories, and that second game that I'm making will be free, so it doesn't matter if you've bought or paid for any of the other games. This new game will use the same framework as Campfire Stories. You will be able to play that for free. Now, I don't know if I'm putting that on the Switch yet, but I do know that I would like to put that on Android handheld platforms, and possibly you could play it through your web browser, so I'm looking into that. So I hope you look forward to that. Again, this is a smaller game that won't necessarily detract from development of the main titles in their series, but it's just something free that I would like people to be able to enjoy, even if they don't have the money to pay for, you know, other games, because the world is a funny place right now. It's a difficult place for everyone at the moment. So the main topic of this game, I suppose, goes hand in that. The world's weird right now. People are having a tough time with work, whether that's finding a job or keeping a job and being able to pay bills and make things happen. It's difficult. The world's difficult right now. Here at the studio, I'm a one-man team, and that comes down to the marketing, the brand development, the PR, the development. I do that all myself, and at the moment I'm not able to pay bills with how sales are going at the moment. Hey, that's a bummer, that's life, but you either give up and you cry, or you stick to your guns and you say, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do it because I said I'm going to do it. And everyone's that's contacted me and that's posted and said, you know, please don't cancel the Silver Falls games. Your messages make a difference. That I do appreciate that. I was very close the middle of this year, just looking at how sales were going, to moving on to development with other titles. But thanks to everyone with your positive messages and your encouragement, letting me know that you enjoy the games, I am doubling down. You might have noticed I'm doing a ton more work in terms of getting regular videos up on the channel, just to give you guys something to watch while I work on the games, and hopefully we bring in some other people that might be interested in seeing how games are made. Maybe that might bring in some other people to the franchise as well. But I understand how difficult it is right now. You know, not everyone can just spend $90 multiple times a month to pick up new games. And that's exactly why I set episode Prelude at $7.99 or whatever that is. Unfortunately, I see quite some feedback online where people won't even touch the game because they see the price tag and they think, oh, this is just this is a crappy low quality game because the price is so low. That's a bummer, but you know, you win some, you lose some. And alongside the difficulty and the weirdness in the world, people not being able to, you know, live life as they normally would have before this weirdness, is people are getting sick and people are dying. And it's unfortunate, you know, that people are dying in a way that is painful and terrifying, and their families and friends can't be with them. People are dying either alone or, you know, surrounded by hospital staff who are so broken and inundated that another death just becomes a daily occurrence to them. And I think it's terrifying. It's very sad. The reason I'm making this video is I just wanted to share a bit of insight onto my motivation behind the Silver Fall series and why I've made it, particularly with the writing and the characters. Here's a fun bit of backstory. Originally, I was developing Silver Falls. It didn't have a subtitle. It was just a standalone single jump scare game for the Wii U. I was working on that for a while, but it didn't feel like a big enough and a good enough game. And it had a story that it was a throwaway story, you know, and I just thought, oh, my first console game, this is going to be so big, so exciting. And believe it or not, that was probably around 6 years ago, more than that, so it was a pretty exciting time working on that. But 5 years ago, and the anniversary is today, that's 5 years ago, someone very important to me passed away. And I mean, there's no need to discuss the details. That I'm not trying to make this a sob story. I don't want anyone's, to feel bad for me. But it was a shock when it happened. And I've got a framed photo that I keep in the house. I see it every day. It puts a smile on my face, and that's sort of that's the last photo we took together. And when he passed away, he died in my arms, which it's sad, but beautiful in a way that you can be surrounded by people who care about you and love you in your final moments in the world. And I find that special. And that moment changed me permanently. I knew when he passed away, he died in my arms. I heard his last, breath as it left his body. And I knew, it wasn't at that moment, but I knew that the days following that I wasn't a child anymore. And this was the point in my life where I was a grown man and I had no say in the matter, and I had no choice, because the way that I moved forward from that, the way that I grew, the way that I conducted myself is what determined the kind of man and the kind of person I would be. I was no longer a child. And what is so upsetting in the world right now is seeing people reacting to the pandemic and saying, oh, people dying, that's not a big deal. Oh, people are dying in hospitals and they're not surrounded by their families, so what? That's not a big deal. People die all the way. I find that horrifying and very upsetting that those people can't understand the value of life. Considering that I had struggled for about 2 years to get a handle on my life and my worldviews after his death. I couldn't go back to the world that was tied to him. I left the house where he lived, and he died, and all that I have left that's tangible that I can hold are this framed photo, his coffee mug that he had coffee out of every day, and one of his favorite hats. And that's all I've got, but it's a hell of a lot more than what other people have, especially when it comes to loss and dealing with the loss of loved ones. So I find myself fortunate. I consider myself very fortunate. And why this all matters is, if it were not for his death, Silver Falls wouldn't exist. For anyone that's played 3 Down Stars on the Nintendo U 3DS, I suppose just sort of looking at the game from the outside, and you want it to be something like a Resident Evil or a Silent Hill, you look at it and you say, oh, where are the zombies, where are the explosions, where are the monsters? That's not the story that I wanted to tell. I didn't know what sort of story I was supposed to tell. I didn't know what I wanted to tell until I had spent 2 years of my life struggling with overcoming the grief of his death. And if it were not for his death, I wouldn't have the insight required to write the story of 3 Down Stars and the rest of Silver Falls. And for anyone that's played Three Down Stars, and even Galaxy Bound Curse. And if anyone's reading the novel Heavy Shadow, I wanted to be able to justify his death, and that it meant something, and that my time here on the earth while I'm alive, I want that to mean something. So my absolute motivation for creating the Silver Falls games is to give people just some sort of grasp on what it's like to have to deal with grief, to have to stare out into an infinite void that stretches on forever and ever, and you look down and you find that you're standing at the very edge of a cliff, and the tips of your shoes are extending over the very edge of the cliff, and all it takes is one slight breeze to push you over, and you have got to stand your ground, even though you don't understand how, you don't know how you're going to do it. Anything can push you over, and you'll end up in that infinite abyss, and you will be alone, and nothing will mean anything. And you've got to stare that down. You've got to understand that. And you've got to say, I can handle it. I can stand here, I can take it. And I won't end up in that void. And that's where I'm coming from with the Silver Falls games. And I hope that when people, especially with Three Down Stars, with a story that really gets into it towards the end, I really hope people play my games and it gives them some way of grasping onto that and understanding it and wrapping their heads around what it's like to feel loss, what it's like to have to deal with grief and get over it. And maybe the people that enjoy the stories and the characters in Silver Falls, maybe those people have dealt with loss and they can understand where I'm coming from and where I'm going with these characters and with these stories. And maybe people haven't experienced loss and grief, but maybe at some point in the future they will have to deal with grief. And maybe, maybe they see the story and they see the characters of Silver Falls, and it gives them something to relate to. It gives them some way to understand what grief is and how you can move forward from it, and how to let that grief turn you into a stronger person who's able to better support the people around them. I don't want to make a game series that's just about running around and killing monsters or grinding for gems that you can just spend your real money on to save you time. There's already an infinite number of those games. I want to make something that will help people, and if my games help even one or two people out in the world, if my games help someone get over being stuck staring into an empty abyss that there's absolutely no end to, I've done my job and I've accomplished what I have set out to do. Because I know what it feels like to be staring out into an empty abyss, and I know what it feels like to lose someone and to feel utterly powerless to do anything about it. And the world is in such a place right now that there are people who are feeling that loss, who are watching loved ones die and feeling powerless to do anything about it, to stop that, to save them. That's life. It sucks. Sometimes life sucks. And sometimes life is incredible and it's beautiful, and you meet people and you form families at the time when you need it most. And I want my stories to be about that. I want my stories to help people see that and to understand, okay, maybe you're alone now. Maybe things are at their absolute worst. Maybe things have never been worse for you. But you have got to keep moving. You've got to hang in there. You've got to stand your ground no matter how difficult it is. And for everyone out there who has lost someone they love during this pandemic, or even before that, at any time, it would be disingenuous for me to say sorry for your loss, because that is the most generic and cold-hearted thing that you can say. That means absolutely nothing, especially coming from a total stranger on the internet. But what I can say is that you're not alone. There are people in the world who understand you, whether you can see that or not, and you're not alone. Other people have found the strength, and they've made the strength to keep moving forward, and you can do it too. And those are the messages that I hope that I'm communicating with my Silver Falls games, and I don't want my games to be a sob fest. I don't want it to be super depressing, but I want the stories at the end of the day to mean something. And if my stories can help people understand something about life, then I've accomplished what I've set out to do. Unfortunately, sales just aren't great. I see more negative reviews than positive, which is a bummer, but again, that's life. And the people that tend to negatively review those games, I don't believe they understand the intention of my games, and I can see from negative reviews that people want a particular type of game, they expect a particular type of game, and I knew that going in. And with all the technical difficulties and the issues with the games, of course that has an impact on the end product. But at the end of the day, I've done everything that I can do, and I have and always will push myself to do as much as I possibly can to be better. The Silver Falls games were a way for me to process my grief and to get a handle on something that I just couldn't understand. And that's what the games have done for me. And dealing with grief is not a one-step solution. You don't click your fingers and say, I've done it. I've dealt with grief. I've dealt with depression. I've gotten over it. It's a journey. That journey takes a long time and it's difficult. Sometimes you'll have people walking alongside you on that journey. Sometimes people will carry baggage for you. And other times you're going to be absolutely and utterly alone. And for those times where you are alone, you've got to have the strength to keep moving. You're going to stumble and you're going to fall. And the way that you pick yourself back up and what you do when you pick yourself back up is what makes you who you are and what determines whether or not you are a good person or a bad one. And I hope that my games show people that it is possible to keep moving forward. Every time I see negative reviews and I get a negative message sometime, and it doesn't really faze me because it's just a stumble. Creating this game series was a way for me to process my grief. And just like processing grief, creating these games is a long journey. It's not a snap your fingers and it's done. I'm going to stumble, but I'm going to keep getting back up, and I'm going to keep finding the strength to make my games work, to make them better. And hopefully I can help people along the way while I'm making those games. I often wonder what people think about the ending to 3 Down Stars, particularly with the story with the final boss, and I won't send out any spoilers, but I have had people message and tell me that they enjoyed the game right to the end, and I wanted to create a final boss that was narratively driven and that hasn't been seen in a game before, and it wrapped up the story and it brought in some conclusions to characters in a way that meant something and that made it feel like it was worth it, going through that and experiencing the whole journey of the characters going through this world. And in a way, it was a way to defeat myself, a version of myself that I was terrified of when I started my journey of moving through depression and dealing with grief, because I became someone I am afraid of, and I'm still afraid of that person I became. I have found the strength to move forward and to be someone that I think I should be. But in the back of my mind, there's someone there that I'm still afraid of. And it takes effort. It takes effort to become someone good and to remain someone good. You don't just make the choice one day and say, hey, I'm great now, I'm fantastic, I'm wonderful because I said I am, and I feel great because I say I feel great. That's not how it works. Life it's hard work, but it's work that's worth doing. And I don't know what else to say. I guess I hope that maybe this video has sort of shown you some insight on what was going through my mind at the time when I wrote the story for 3 Down Stars, when I created 3 Down Stars. And it was thanks to 3 Down Stars that I did move past my depression and my grief, because it gave me something to work towards, and I had this idea in my head that maybe this game could help people, maybe this is the right thing to do. And there you go. That was my mindset, you know, and I worked 120 hours a week trying to get that game out, and the glitches and how broken Unity was. It was an absolute nightmare. But I hope it was worth it. I hope people got something from that game, and I hope people get something from my games that are coming up. Not sure how long this video has been going on for, but I wanted to thank you for sticking around, and I really appreciate you. I definitely wouldn't be here still making these games if it weren't for you guys, because it is difficult seeing all the negativity towards the Silver Falls series, and just people that don't get it, people that just want a shooty shoot and explodey explodes. Hey, people are going to say bad stuff about you all your life, and you just gotta keep moving, because everybody, if you'll pardon my French, everybody's got an asshole, and they're all full of shit. So I guess I'm gonna head back to work. I've got video games to make, so I'll be working on Campfire Stories again. I hope you guys do have a lot of fun with that when it launches, but please keep an eye out for the free game as well, which will be titled Silver Falls Gaiden. It won't be a mainline title, but it will have the same sort of battle system and sort of the amount of RPG depth that Campfire Stories has. But Gaiden will be smaller, it'll be free. Just give that out so people can play it. It's something they can enjoy. I haven't bought a new game in probably 2 years, because I've just poured all my time and effort and all my funds into keeping the lights on. I know there are people out there that are having a tough time and struggling to keep the lights on and put food on the table as well. So if I can make a free game and people can enjoy that, and it's something they can enjoy, if I can do more giveaways so that I can give out free copies of the game for people that just need something new to play, to have something to help them, so they can stop staring into an endless void, an empty abyss that stretches on forever. Heck, if I can do that for somebody, I'm happy. I feel like I've done something good. Hey, thanks for stopping by. You take care of yourself, and hey, I think we've got a lot of fun coming up. Careful and stay safe. Hey, it's good to see you. Thanks for watching another one of my videos. I wanted to thank everyone for subscribing recently, for watching my videos, for commenting, and for liking the videos, and letting me know that you enjoyed the stuff that I'm posting here. I'm making this video because I want to talk to you directly on a human level. I know what it feels like to watch someone on the internet and to sort of not really view them as a person, but sort of this sort of mythical entity that makes fun content that you like watching. And I just wanted to connect with you on a personal level. I'm not some fancy celebrity. I'm just a guy I want to share some of my personal philosophies about life and why I'm so glad to hear from you, even to all the people who dislike me, who are here to insult me and dislike my videos, and to say negative things about my games. I'm glad that you're here, and I want to just chat with you guys. Insults don't bother me in the slightest, and when people say negative stuff about my work and me, it really only ever has a positive effect on me, and it encourages me to work harder and keep improving. I'm not setting out to be famous or popular or have tons of subscribers, and I want to tell you what my goals in life are. I want to be a good man, and I want to be a source of strength and support for other people, and those are my life goals. I want to push myself as far as I can go. I want to take my skills as high as they can go, and when I find my limits, I want to push even further, and I want to rise beyond that. I want to find the toughest mountain and climb the highest peak and plant my flag at the top so I can show other people what is possible. I want to come back and I want to point to that flag and I want to say, look, that's where I have gone. Now you become more than I have been, and you do more than what I have done. I don't need lots of subscribers, or I don't need tons of game sales and reviews in order to feel a sense of validation. I already have that, and it has no connection to anything on the internet. Over the years, people have told me that despite the flaws of my games, they absolutely love the games that I've done, and that makes it all the worthwhile for me to keep improving, to keep becoming better as an artist and a developer, to keep making better and better games for people, and that's what I want to focus on. And I'll show you where I do get my validation from. I've shared this photo before, and I've shared a little bit of my history, but I'll talk a little bit more about it. This is my father figure. This is Don. We took this photo in 2018. I went back to California to help him mend some fences. This is my father figure. Like many people out there, I grew up with a father that did more harm than good. And it's best to leave negative things in your past behind and focus on the positive. So when I think of my father, I don't think of my biological one. I think of Don, my father figure. He taught me archery, and he showed me an example of a good man. He showed me what it means to be a strong man who shows compassion and understanding to other people. He stands up for what he believes in, and he's always got funny stories to tell. He shared with me the passion of adventuring and exploring the highways and mountains of California by telling me countless stories of his life, and I now want to share that passion for adventure and exploration with other people. I want to share with you one of the most frustrating moments in my life. For years, I wanted to grow up and be just like Don, my father figure. And one day, I realized that no matter what I did, no matter how hard I tried, that I could never be exactly like him. We're two totally different people. We grew up in different eras. We've had our own lives. And I understood more and more that there's no way I could be just like him, no matter how much I wanted to be just like him. And so I decided that if I can't be just like him, then I will be as good and as strong of a man that I possibly can become. So my father figure, Don, is older now, and he cannot adventure anymore. So it is my turn to go out and have adventures, so I can then go home and I can tell him stories that'll make him laugh. The same way that he would tell me stories of his adventures and he would make me laugh. And so I want to tell you why I'm grateful and I'm glad to hear from you, even if you've got only negative things to say about me. And I know that there's people out there who only watch my videos here to dislike and to say negative things about me. I read your comments, and I am still grateful to hear from you despite what you have to say. And to explain this is something kind of difficult. So recently, I've learned that a close friend of mine has died. And I've spent the past week or so thinking about the best way to address the issue, and I realized that I just don't know. I don't exactly know how to address the issue in a way that is beneficial to anyone. So my friend that died recently, his death was brutal and he was alone. And I don't want to discuss the details. But what I do know about the situation is that I was not there enough for him, and I wasn't strong enough to support him more. So he's gone, and I will forever live with the frustration knowing that I could have made his life a little bit better if I had been strong enough to support him more, and if I was there more for him. But I'm so grateful to have been able to be his friend. I'm so grateful that we were able to spend any time together at all over the years. And this is why insults and internet negativity have absolutely no effect on me, no matter what people say, no matter how they say it, no matter how much they say it. Internet negativity and negativity in the real world, it doesn't bother me. We don't live for very long. And in the grand scheme of things, we exist for such a short amount of time. And so when you comment, I'm grateful to hear from you. And even if it's negative, it means that we at least exist in this small moment of time together. We get to share something. We get to share this one moment in time where we're both alive. And I'm so glad to hear from you, because even if you say something negative, it means that I at least get to hear from you. Unlike my close friend who I'll never get to hear from again. I never ask people to like and subscribe on my videos. Guys, come on. We all know YouTube. We know how it works. If we like something, we're going to click like. If we really like the person making the stuff, we're going to click subscribe, and that's why I don't ask you to click like and subscribe. I trust you. We all know YouTube. We've used YouTube before. But on that note, I do have two favors to ask of you. And the first is this. No matter what anyone says to you, if they tell you your work is terrible, if they tell you it's the worst thing in the world, if they tell you that you've made the worst trash they've ever seen, believe in yourself. If there's something that you like, if there's something you care about, then do it. Believe in yourself, believe in what you're doing, and do what you love. And the second thing is, look after your friends. Pay attention to them, listen to them, and be there for them. Be strong enough. Be strong enough to deal with the challenges of your own life while still being able to support your friends who might be in need. Because it will happen. There will be a point in your life where your friends will struggle and suffer, and sometimes the only thing that you will be able to do is watch people that you love suffer. And if you can, lend them your strength. I've got one last piece of advice. Life is difficult. It's so hard. It is unfair, and it's brutal, and it will take everything away from you, gradually, one thing at a time, one by one. You're going to hear from people who are just awful. They're vicious, cruel, mean people who will just want to say the most terrible things to you. Just let it go. It doesn't mean anything. Life is difficult, and it only keeps getting more difficult. Learn to accept life with dignity and grace. Recognize the things that have no impact or meaning on your life, and understand the things that bring value to your life. I'm going to play a song for you now. So, I enjoy adventuring. I road trip around. I hang out with strangers at saloons and dive bars and restaurants and campsites, and I enjoy playing music and getting to know people. And many people that I've met over the years that were total strangers, we are now friends that we know for years, and when I travel around, I catch back up with people. So if you are out there in the real world living your life, there's a chance that we could meet, that we could sing some songs together. So until then, I'll play this song for us. Thank you for hanging out with me here.
Dad is gone, and we're not going home ever again.
Hi everyone, thanks for stopping by. If we haven't met yet, I'm Jerrel. I'm just a normal guy, and I'm so grateful that all of you are here, especially if you've recently subscribed. It's nice to meet you. I hope we get to know each other more. I'm not setting out to be a big fancy content creator. I really just want to use this YouTube channel to hang out with people. So I wanted to check in with you guys and let you know how things are going. I was working on some Halloween homebrew, and I have to apologize to you guys that it will be late. I was working on the Halloween homebrew for the PSP. I wanted to have that launched by now, but some things occurred this month and it really slowed down my work a fair bit. I've been processing a lot of things and mulling things over and trying to think of a way to discuss this topic in a way that would be beneficial to people, but it's difficult. It's difficult. I want to thank everyone who showed me support, and so many people were cheering me on. I mentioned about a week ago or something, or maybe a bit more than that, a good friend of mine who has been dealing with cancer, and he was sort of towards the end of the line, and I really wanted to get back to California to spend some time with him. And I recently learned that I'm too late for that. Check out this cool frame that I got for the photo. There's me, Ike, and Scotty. And I finally got a hold of Doc, who was Scotty's best friend, one of my friends as well. I got a hold of Doc. How cool is the frame, huh? And I'm too late. I'm too late to make it back to California. And I thought it was going to be the cancer, but something else happened that was quite upsetting. And I was trying to get a hold of Doc on the phone, and I couldn't get an answer, so I looked up obituaries online, and this video is really a bummer. And I didn't see any information in the obituary, but I ended up finding a news article, and it was very upsetting. So I learned about his death from a news article, and I spoke to Doc, eventually got him on the phone, and it's been tough. It's been difficult. So I've just been processing that. I've been dealing with Scotty's death, and I'm so sorry to all the people who were cheering me on and who were really looking forward to me getting back to California to play some music for Scotty. But life is tough. It's not fair. And you have to learn to accept these things with grace and be grateful for the time that you do have here. Be grateful for the time that you can spend with people that you care about. But I've been sitting up late at night, just sitting up late and thinking till very late. And I haven't been able to work as much as I wanted to, especially on my homebrew games. And I originally created my Silver Falls games as a way to explore grief. Healthy ways to do it and unhealthy ways to avoid processing grief. I wanted to share with people stories of ways that they could possibly deal with grief in their life and what happens if you don't grieve properly. I never meant for the Silver Falls games to make you feel like this powerful superhero. The Silver Falls games were designed to make you feel human. And to be human is to be vulnerable. And I've heard from so many people over the years who absolutely love Silver Falls. They understood from it. And of course you're going to hear from people who don't like something that you make. And in general, it's people that are angry at me because they wanted to play a game that made them feel powerful. And I always listen to feedback, and you have to understand whether, why people like or don't like something. And of course I knew going into my Silver Falls games, I know exactly what they are, but they are designed to make you feel vulnerable, and people don't like that. So when people look for a game where they want to feel powerful, they generally don't resonate with my Silver Falls games, but that's such a small percentage of the people that I hear from. But it's important as developers, you have to hear that. You have to hear how people respond to your work. But I knew full well going into my series, I just wanted to help people who may be going through difficult moments in their lives, and they could see these characters going through the same difficult things. And it wasn't about skin color or any other sexual identity or anything like that. You related to these characters because they were going through similar difficulties and struggles with their lives. And I want my Silver Falls games to help people so that they can see these people dealing with tough things, and maybe people would think, well, if that character can deal with it, maybe I can do it too, you know? And so I made Silver Falls for people who were sitting up late at night and thinking. And that really was what I set out to do. And I was just thinking how ironic it was that I'm sitting up late and thinking, and there's no game series for me. I don't play my own games. I think that would be weird. I make my games, I send them out for you guys to enjoy, but I generally don't look at them once I send them out to you. So I just wanted to apologize. I'm not going to have the Halloween homebrew out in time for Halloween. Many of us we're all still getting to know each other. You probably really don't know me all that well, but I'm a huge fan of the Halloween season. I'm a huge fan of horror movies and horror games, and I really like to get Halloween homebrew out there. It's an excuse for me to just make something cool that I can share with you guys, and it gives me a chance to work on older platforms. Last year I launched a PS Vita homebrew, and that was so much fun. I haven't had the time to get around to update and improve that, and this year I was working on something for PSP, but I just haven't been able to get enough work done on that. I've just been chipping away at it slowly, but you know, it's been difficult. Processing Scotty's death has not been easy for me, and it's on my mind right now. It's just constantly on my mind, and it's not a mindset where you can work effectively on developing games. And I just hope that in some way I can help other people, because you too will have to deal with difficult moments in your lives, and I hope that I can at least show a positive example in some way, whether it is through my stories and my adventures and my anecdotes that I share with you guys, whether it's through my games. I hope the effect that I have on people is positive. So yeah, I apologize that I'm going to be late on the Halloween homebrew. I'm still working on it, but I suppose I can't call it the Halloween homebrew anymore. Anyway, thanks for understanding. I am personally bummed out that the game won't be out in time for Halloween, but hopefully, you know, in about a week maybe or less, I can have the game on the PSP, and you guys can have a fun PSP homebrew game to play. Take care, everyone. I need to work as hard as I can. I can be honest with you. I've been quite angry with myself. I'm disappointed and angry at myself for not having been there for Scotty at the very end, and for not having been there for our friend Doc. You know, Scotty was his best friend. So I'm angry at myself. That's what I've been thinking about lately. I'm angry that I'm not stronger than I am now, that I wasn't there for them. I'm angry that I can't just pack up and go and spend time with Doc and support him and you know, and Scotty's other friends, that I really feel like I should be there for them right now. And that's part of life. You have to learn to deal with things like that. And sometimes that means sitting up late at night for a while and just thinking. take care of yourselves, everyone. Be well, and I'll try to keep the upcoming videos just fun. Something cool, something funny. Share a laugh, share some adventures. See you, everyone. Hey, everyone. So this video is not a joke. There's no punchline here. It's not funny. I just got back from the shops, and there was an altercation. When I walked into the shops, there was a scuffle. People were fighting. There was a guy that had a kid in, not a teenager, 15-year-old, and he's got him in sort of, you know, a headlock. He's got his arms so he can't strike or hit him. He's trying to get the kid outside of the shop. I'm walking into the shop. I see that. I naturally assume, well, it must be this guy's kid. The kid's throwing a tantrum, leaving the shop. So I walk through, and I go to order my coffee, and I hear crashing and clattering and shouting. So I walk back around the corner, and now this teenager is picking up ceramic dishes from the restaurants that are nearby and throwing it at people, and they're smashing and crashing everywhere. And so I'm sitting and waiting to see what's happening. I'm not sure if the guy's parent is here, but I'm watching the situation to see what happens. It turns out I don't know where this kid's parents are. And he's getting violent, and he's throwing things at people. And some people are filming it with their camera. Some people are just gathering from a distance to watch what's happening with this teenager. The teenager's screaming. I can't discern what he's saying. So I worked for years and years in disability services. I could tell within seconds this kid has specialized needs, and there's a very specific way that you deal with people with specialized needs. You have to understand the situation they are in, the headspace they are in, and you have to know that there are certain things that they will do once they've entered a certain mental state. Then you have to change the way that you respond. And sometimes you do have to physically just stop them, because if you don't, they will hurt someone. They will hurt someone very badly. And so I was watching the situation. I wasn't going to get involved. I wasn't going to step in, but I thought there's a chance that someone could get hurt, because I thought, what if the guy that is trying to push this kid outside, what if that's not his parent? What if it's a stranger? And it turned out it was someone else. And apparently this teenager had been causing problems in the shop. It became physical. And now this kid is striking out, hitting people. And I'm watching from a distance. I see him go around the corner. He comes back, and now he's holding a screwdriver. And now he's screaming. He's looking around. He's trying to stab people. And so that's when I stepped in, and I picked up a chair, and I was just holding it. And I'm watching him approaching people, and I'm getting in between him and people, and I've got the chair, and I'm getting ready to, once he tries to strike, then I'll put the chair between the kid and the person, and he won't be able to reach anyone. That's outranging him, but I'm not aggressing. And I'm watching him, and I'm holding on to the chair. I'm saying, hey, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It's all right. It's all right. He's screaming, and he's trying to stab people. And now I've got the chair, and I'm just corralling him outside. And I'm calmly saying, look, it's going to be okay. We're corralling him outside. Meanwhile, bystanders are coming up to gawk at him, and they're blocking the entrance where I'm trying to get this kid out the door. We need to get this kid out of the shop where he can get some fresh air, get away from people, and calm him down. And so now people are blocking the exit. I'm saying, can you guys please leave? They're not listening. They want to see what's going on, why this kid's screaming at the top of his lung. It's starting to work out. You know, he's trying to swing out with a screwdriver. And I've got the chair up, and I'm corralling him back, and I'm pushing him away from people he's trying to stab with the screwdriver. And then some genius comes up to me and then pushes me, takes the chair to my hand, and he's trying to say, hey, cut it out, man. You're going to make him hate you. And this guy is not intelligent. Like, you can tell someone's depth of intelligence pretty quickly. And the guy, now I'm having to fight two people with mental issues, because now he's mad at me, and he's pushing me, and I'm the one that's stopping this kid from stabbing people. I'm the only one that's stopping this kid from stabbing people. And now this moron that thinks that he's hot shit, because he's this big overweight dude, thinks that he's tough and strong and he knows better. And meanwhile, he's pushing me. He's saying, hey, you're going to make that kid, you're making him hate you. Look what you're doing. Look what you're doing. He's taking my chair away. I'm using the chair to stop this kid from stabbing people with a screwdriver. So now I'm fighting off two people. And eventually, you know, we get this kid outside, and I have to walk away from this dude. I'm getting ticked off by this moron that's making the situation worse. I'm here to de-escalate it. Meanwhile, this moron thinks that he knows better, that he's smarter. I've worked in disability services for years. I've trained for this. So I know when to change your approach, I know when to take certain actions, and I know how to de-escalate and get people to calm down. And this moron thinks he's tough shit. So now I'm dealing with these two people. We finally get the kid outside, we get the doors locked, we're cleaning up, there's stuff everywhere. And oh man, I'm so irritated with this guy, and I'm just keeping my mouth shut because it could have gotten way worse. If he had stepped in sooner and basically just forced his way between me and the kid, then someone would have been stabbed. And this moron thinks, oh, I'm big, I'm tough, ooh. Anyway, that was my morning. This is not a joke. This isn't a punchline thing. So, anyway, I gotta get back to work. I'm gonna get back to game development. Just gonna enjoy my coffee. And, yeah, I'll make more fun videos. People want me to take a look at the Nintendo stuff. I'll be doing that, but I'm not irritated at the kid that had the issues. I'm irritated about the moron that thinks that he knew better and that reckoned that he knew better than everyone else and he could de-escalate when he was making things worse. Sounds like an analogy for the games industry, isn't it? It's very, very fitting for the situation. Anyway, have a good day. That's my afternoon. Hi everyone, good to see you. I've had a lot of people asking me over the past few weeks why I'm not defending myself from people that have been making negative videos about me online and spreading lies about me. They've been asking, why aren't you defending yourself? Why aren't you fighting back? These people are saying all these things about you. They're putting words in your mouth. The reason I haven't been doing that is for a number of reasons. First and foremost, there isn't a point. Once someone believes a lie, there's nothing you can do about it. It's basically impossible to convince people otherwise. The people that are approaching the topic with hatred and anger are the loudest ones, and unfortunately people will listen to the loudest person. They'll listen to anyone regardless of their intelligence, experience, or maturity. People will listen to the loudest person. It has never been my approach to be the loudest person, and so it doesn't matter how much I try to defend myself. That's just not how it works. And in situations where people en masse are lying and putting words in your mouth and misrepresenting what you've said, you can't actually defend yourself. Either other people can testify on your behalf, or no one does. And this is a situation where no matter what I say, people are going to believe the loudest person, and the people that are spreading lies about me are just louder than me. Secondly, it's my fault. Over the past, not exactly a year, I had objectives that I wanted to accomplish. Primarily my focus has been for fighting for gamers, making sure gamers' voices are heard, to encourage gamers, to point out in the industry discrimination and hiring malpractices and corporate incompetence. I wanted to point out those things, but unfortunately, in order to really get eyes on the subject, I had to make videos that have a negative approach to them. And so those videos that have a negative approach attracted people that just want hate content. And people came to the channel and subscribed to the channel believing that I made hate content because they didn't understand my objectives. And that is something that I knew would happen. And that is my fault and my responsibility. But I chose to take that route because there are things that I wanted to accomplish. I feel that I have accomplished the goals that I set out to do, but I did not enjoy making any of those negative videos. People that have been watching the channel for a while know that I really dislike doing the speech videos, largely because most of them have had a negative energy to them, as I pointed out things in the industry, but it attracts the wrong type of people. It brings negativity to me. I make enemies all across the industry, And that is something that I knew that's just a price you have to pay if you're going to take that approach. So, over the past few months, I saw that what I set out to do had been achieved, and I needed an off-ramp. And people online recently have been misrepresenting and just straight up lying about what I've said about the Switch 2. So here's the thing, the people that are misrepresenting and attacking me and spreading lies about what I've said, these are people that do not care about the truth. They actively spread lies for whatever reason, and it's very difficult to combat that. It's basically impossible. There's nothing you can do. So these people are saying that I'm defending the high prices of Nintendo Switch 2, when nowhere in any of my videos did I say that I agree with the pricing. In every single statement I've made about those, I said they're really high, I don't like them. I'm personally not buying a Switch 2 at launch. I can't justify that price for me personally. It's a lot. I don't like the pricing of the games of the console, but you're seeing all these people online that just want to target Nintendo and attack and hate them, and they assumed that I was going to join this hate movement and try and attack Nintendo, and it is my fault. It is not people's fault for believing that. I led people to believe that because my intention was to get those people angry at me so they would say, oh, well, I don't like this guy anymore. I'm not going to follow him anymore. And that was my approach, because I needed quite a big way to show people, look, I'm not actually here to make hate content. I was trying to reach the people that falsely believed I was making hate content. And so the approach I took is one where I wanted to reach people who, like me, were bummed out about the price. Now, people think, oh, you can put on the suit, you can do whatever you want. You can't. There is a real limit to what you can achieve. I am not here for attention or to get tons of subscribers or views. I've never asked anyone to like or subscribe. I did the work that I did through my YouTube channel here, and I cannibalized my own channel, which previously was just a small channel to hang out with people, but I did that in order to fight a battle on behalf of gamers. And when you work at industry level, you understand when you can have an effect on a situation. You understand the battles that you can positively influence and the battles which you will have no influence, and the battles which you will have a negative influence. Now, I didn't put on a suit and say, down with Nintendo, your prices are bad, how dare you? I didn't do that because there would have been no benefit to it. It would have not made the situation better, it would have made it worse. And so the approach I took was more to bring a sense of reassurance to other gamers who want to enjoy the Switch, but the prices were just a real bummer. So the approach I took was to bring reassurance to other people, because that was the only positive effect I could have on the situation. Never at any point was I ever dishonest about what I said regarding the prices of Nintendo. It does bum me out. A lot of people have made their voices heard and said that they're just priced out of it. It sucks. I can't justify picking up the console right now. I'm just gonna see how pricing works out. I don't know, maybe at the end of the year I'll see if there's more support for independent developers and smaller studios, and then just focus on picking up smaller games, because the prices in Australia here are they're really high anyway. And look, everything is getting more expensive. That's just how it is. All right, our dollar gets weaker over time. I used to go out once a week to get dinner at the club here, and I don't anymore. You used to be able to get, I'm going to sound like an old person here, I used to be able to get chicken schnitzel for like 12 bucks. The last time I tried to go and get chicken schnitzel, it was $28, and I said, there's no way. I'm not paying $28 for chicken schnitzel. So there's me saying, look, why is this so expensive? I'm not paying that. There are so many hobbies that I've disconnected from. There's so many activities that I've disconnected from because the prices are just so high. I need to accept, okay, our dollar just gets, it just gets weaker over time, all of this economic stuff. It still sucks. I'm still not going to pay $28 for a schnitzel. I don't care how good the chips and salad are. I mean, the prices suck, but that's how it is. But you used to be able to go to McDonald's and get a hamburger and a Lucky Strike cigarette and chips and soda for like 75 cents. Whatever happened to those days? So, yeah, I'm not going to defend myself from people spreading lies about me. And they're saying, oh, you lied about what you said about Nintendo. No, everything I've said, I've been very transparent, but people's opinions of me are now being influenced by all the lies that are going online. And you can't fight that. I can't fight that. There's nothing I can do to affect that. The only time I was dishonest was in one video where I pretended to be angry about people making negative videos and lying about me. I trust that people who actually watch my channel know that I do not care. I've made it clear I do not care about those things. I've never even seen one negative video about me because I don't watch. Why would you watch a video about you? I think it's so weird. I think that's so weird. But I was getting comments. People were saying, hey, did you know some YouTubers are lying about you? They're making negative videos about you. So I didn't actually know what they were saying, but I just leaned into it and I pretended to be angry about it to give... There are people that just want hate, and they want to hate things, they want to hate people. And I just wanted to give those people ammunition to say, I told you this guy sucks, let's not watch him anymore. So there we go. That's why I did it. I didn't see any actual video where people are saying negative things about me. And I don't care. I genuinely don't care. So that was the one time where that's the only thing that I was not totally honest about. And to me, it was just, look, it's what I have to do in order to achieve the goal. And the goal was to make this channel better for you guys that actually watch the content. You know that this channel is about being a cool, chill place. You know that I just want to give you something positive, give you a laugh. And I was, over the past few months, I've been seeing people that were getting really bummed out because people come here to have a laugh, have fun. And in the comment section, there were some, regular subscribers and viewers that would come in and they were just ruining the mood for everyone. They were spreading hate and negativity, and it's not their fault. It was my fault for attracting those people. So what I'm doing now is putting a target on my back so that I can fix the channel so that the people that do want to enjoy the channel don't get harassed, because now all the harassment is directed towards me and not the viewers. And the end goal is to just have a channel that's cool, that's chill. And again, this is entirely my fault. The approach that I took over the past 10 months or so was to, people called it chill bait. I made it seem like I was going to whip people up into a frenzy and make them angry, and I would say, I'm going to discuss this topic, and you're angry about it. And what I would do is I would do a bait and switch, and instead of trying to make people more angry about the topic, instead I would show them, hey, we don't have to react negatively to this. We can take a look at the situation, we can look at the facts, and we can choose to not react negatively to it. We can choose to say, okay, this situation sucks, but you know what? We can choose to just focus on something else that's positive and relax. And the vast majority of people that I've seen comment understood that's what I was doing. I was trying to reach as many people as possible by using negative topics, but then I would turn it around and say, hey, we don't have to stress out about this, guys. We can just chill. But there were still people that misunderstood that, and they thought I was just making hate content. Again, it's not their fault. It's my fault. It's the approach that I took. I took a subtle approach to that. And not everyone's going to understand that. So what's happening now is I've made myself the target of ridicule and attack. I've given people ammunition to do that because I determined that was the best and most effective course of action to take with the least negative repercussions. And that's all it comes down to. And that's it. That's total transparency. I've been honest about absolutely everything, but people's opinions of me, the way they perceive the situation, has been negatively affected because YouTube channels are saying, they're misrepresenting what I've said. They're putting words in my mouth and they're lying about me. And if you hear something enough, if you hear someone tell a lie, if you hear a bunch of people tell a lie over and over and over again, subconsciously you're just going to believe it, and you can't combat that. So that's why I haven't been addressing the situation. Is there's nothing I can do about it. All I can do is trust in you that you guys understand what I believe in, because I have been working hard to bring you guys some positive energy. We all have difficult stuff to deal with. Things are tough for everyone. As you get older, more stuff, ends up on your plate, and you just have to grin and bear it. And people were telling me how much they enjoyed the positive videos. And so I just want to make this channel a cool place to hang out. And in order to do that, I have to do this. This is the approach that will work. It's a short-term loss. It sucks. I'm being slandered and lied about online. Oh well, I have to take it. That's the route that I've taken. And because I made videos that were negative in the past, I have to pay for that. I have to take my lumps. So what I'm doing now is I'm just taking my lumps. It's my turn for people to say negative things about. It's my turn for people to attack me. And that's all it comes down to. So the end result, long term, will be that the comment section will just, the vast majority of it will be people who just want fun, cool videos, who want to learn more about art and game development. And so this is just the route that I have to take. So thanks for listening to me. And if you are still here, if you're still sticking with me, I really genuinely appreciate that. Thank you so much. I've been making these videos because you guys asked me to keep making videos for you. So that's why I just go and look through my library. You'll see the vast majority of it. I'm just trying to make people laugh. I just want to make people, smile with dumb jokes and funny little skits. That's what I'm going for. So yes, I did make videos that had a negative approach in the past in order to achieve a positive goal, but I have to pay for that. And that's what it is. That's all it comes down to. Thanks very much for hearing me out. Thanks for listening to me. I'm gonna make sure that all the upcoming videos are just fun, cool, and chill. All right. Take care, everyone. I'll see you around. Hey, good to see you. Thanks for joining me. Thought it'd be good if we had a little bit of a chat here and just connect again, just person to person. You guys know that I'm not a YouTuber, right? You know that I'm just a normal, random dude. There are people out there who properly do YouTube, and they're really making a proper effort of it, and they're doing all the right things, and I really respect those people for doing it properly. I'm only making these videos because you guys have asked me to keep making them. It's not something I'm setting out to do full time, and I understand that you guys really enjoyed the videos. I've lost track of all the people that have told me that my videos bring them a lot of positivity, that they're the highlight of their week, and that is why I'm continuing to make these videos. But I have no intention of ever being a full-time professional YouTuber or anything like that. And so because you guys want me to keep making videos, the fun, positive, funny stuff, I'll keep making them. People in the industry and gamers have asked me to be a leader in the public space for the games industry. People have asked me to be in the public space as a positive influence for people, and that's difficult. It's time consuming, and you have to spend energy considering all of those things, and I will do those things because people have asked it of me. But I want to ask you for something in return, and I will explain that. So I will keep doing these videos for you. I will do everything I can to help lead the industry into a better direction that is healthier, that focuses on creativity and integrity as opposed to whatever it's doing now. But I just got this weird unhinged comment on one of my other videos, and it's from someone that was complaining about a video that I made more than half a year ago about some random game called Concord. And I don't know, this person was so unhinged. And it made me really sad that this person very clearly spends their entire life on the internet, on social media, and their brain is so stunted developmentally that they're stuck, they're trapped in the mentality of a small child. And I felt so terrible for this person that I've met a lot of people in my life. I've been places, I've met a lot of people. I've seen people grow and I've seen people not. And this commenter is someone that will never, ever grow to learn what happiness is. They will never find themselves. They will never see the world. They will never achieve their potential. And they'll never, ever be happy because they'll be miserable. They'll waste their entire life on the internet fucking around. And that, I'm saying that to you, not as a professional right now. I'm not speaking to you as a professional, as an educator, as what I normally conduct my videos as. I'd be a professional. But this person is going to spend their entire life fucking around and wasting their entire lives. I'm speaking to you right now just as a guy. And I think to many of you, you sort of see me as a figure to look up to. And so I'm speaking on a person-to-person level. And so I will keep making these videos, but the thing that you have to do for me is this. I am asking you to live your life, to go outside, go out and find something beautiful to care about. Look for new things to learn about in the world. Look for things you haven't seen before. Meet people, learn to understand people, learn to listen to people who are different to you. Live your life. Your life is not here on the internet. It's not on YouTube. It's not on social media. It's absolutely not on social media. That is not life. This is not living. This is not connecting with people. This is not socializing. It is mental retardation, and that is what social media is. And I see it, and it's heartbreaking to have to receive comments from people who have been so deeply and permanently affected by social media. And it breaks my heart to think that those of you out there who enjoy my videos, it breaks my heart to think that some of you out there might waste your lives fucking around on the internet. And I don't want to see that. So I'm asking you this. I'm asking you to live your life, to go and meet people, to go and do things, to see whatever you can of the world. Get in your car and drive, hop on a train, go somewhere, experience things, connect with people, do things you haven't done before, see things you haven't seen, learn what you haven't learned. And I also want to ask you this. This is the second thing, is no matter what you do, I want you to do your best. I want you to become as great as you can be. And it is difficult. It's a lot easier to sit at home on your phone. It's a lot easier to sit at home and fuck around on TikTok all day long. But one day, 50 or 60 years from now, you're going to wake up and you're going to realize, oh shit, I've wasted my entire life and accomplished nothing, and I sat at home on social media and fucked around, and now have nothing. I've seen nothing. I have nothing. I have no one. And so I'm asking you guys to go out and live your lives and to be the absolute best that you can be. Look for challenges, improve yourselves, cultivate your soul. And I'm not saying that as a hypocrite, as, oh, I'm holier than thou and I'll tell you what to do. I'm trying to show you guys by example how I live my life. And every day I try to live my life with the goal of being a good man. I want to be the best person that I can possibly be. And that means to be a source of strength to other people, to be a source of support to other people, to be understanding even if other people are just horrible, terrible to me and they say terrible things. I will do whatever I can to be understanding of those people and try to understand them and to still be supportive no matter what. And it's not nice for me to have to be online and see people who are going to waste their entire lives being miserable, fucking around on the internet. So I hope you understand the point of this video. I hope you've heard me. I'll do what I can to keep bringing you positive stuff and fun stuff. Once in a while I do have to address industry issues. It's just part of my responsibilities now for the foreseeable future. So please go out and live your lives. Please be the best that you can be. Follow your dreams, even if it seems pointless and impossible. Go for it anyway. I was talking to my father figure on the phone the other day. Usually when I talk about him, I just say my dad. When I'm telling people about him, I say my dad. So I'm talking to my dad on the phone the other day. We had a good conversation, as we do, a lot of laughs, but he had said something at some point. And he said, well, even if you make a lot of mistakes, even if what you do ends up as a failure, you still have to try. Because if you don't try, then you'll never do anything. And I like that. Because that's already how I've been living my life. And then later on in the phone conversation, he started talking about some of his own doubts and his worries. And I handed his advice right back to him. And it was very satisfying because it made him laugh. So, that's what I've got. Please be well, take care. I'm focusing on my own work. I have a lot of things in life that I need to take care of. Thanks for checking in with me today. I thought it'd be good to just do videos like these once in a while where we just check in and we're just people and we're not trying to be entertaining or fun or funny. It's good to just check in and talk on a human level and just be ourselves. Alright everyone, take care. I'll see you around. Thank you. Hi everyone, Jerrel here. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. I know a lot of you are just here to leave a really angry, nasty comment and then you're going to tell me that you're unsubscribing. But before you go, I just want to say thank you for ever being subscribed at all. I know you want to unsubscribe and block my channel, but I just want to say I'm grateful that you've ever watched any of my videos. Thank you for ever being subscribed in the first place, and I wish you well. Be well. All the best to you. So this is a topic that I don't want to discuss. I didn't want to discuss, but it's important because it is something that affects the channel here. I recently did a video explaining my position on the Switch 2 situation and its pricing, and I'll put the link in the description. But basically, I'm very unhappy with the Switch 2 pricing, but I've been trying to stay positive about it in my videos, and it resulted in people being very angry at me about being so positive about the videos, and I want to explain that. But also, this is a topic it's pretty important because over the past 2 weeks, it has affected every single one of my videos. It has affected every single line of dialogue that I've spoken in my videos. And I have very strict rules that I set for creating videos on this channel. I have very strict rules for communication. And over the past 2 weeks, I've basically broken every single one of those rules. I hope you understand, I'm not here to be some sort of internet celebrity or YouTuber. I'm not here for that, and I've tried to explain that. I'm here just as a just some dude. I'm just a guy. I'm not trying to be some idol or look at me, I'm some fancy internet dude. I don't ask for likes and subscribers. I don't take ad sponsorships. I'm literally just some dude. And people are projecting a lot of things onto me. And that's going to happen. That's just it. But I'm getting a lot of harassment in my latest videos, and that's a bummer, but that's just how it is. You have to accept it. If you're on YouTube, that's just, you accept it. So in a number of my previous videos, I mean, I hinted at it. I've been hinting at it, and I mentioned it to you guys. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm just some dude. I'm a guy. Welcome. It's great to see you. Thanks for subscribing. But about 2 weeks ago, someone very important to me died. And I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to talk about it, but I knew that it was going to influence all of my decisions going forward in terms of work, how I approach the industry. But someone very important to me died from cancer. And this comes, you know, shortly after last year, a very close friend of mine was dealing with cancer and he ended up killing himself. And I personally feel like I should, well, it's not that I should have, I could have done a much better job being supportive to that friend. He was dealing with cancer. I should have been there for him. I could have been there for him, and I wasn't. And that is the fact of the matter. That is plain fact as day. Is I could have been there for my friend. I could have been a better friend for him. I could have brought him a sense of calm. I could have brought him support. I could have brought him a sense of stability, and I didn't. And he killed himself. I could have been there for him, and I wasn't. So that's something that I can't get off my mind. I've just been thinking about it. And that's just how it is. That's going to be how it is for the rest of my life. It's going to affect all of my decisions for the rest of my life, how I deal with my friends. And because of that, I've been trying to be a better friend. I've been trying to be as supportive as I can to people around me. I've been trying to be as supportive as I can be. And then about 2 weeks ago, a very close friend of mine died of cancer. Leukemia. And this is a friend that got me in to the photography industry. When we met, we discussed a lot of things about technology, photography, digital stuff, and it was a long time ago. And we talked, and I was, you know, I wasn't a professional at the time, but he brought me in to work in the photography industry. And we talked a few times before I started working with him. And he was really dead set on having me work with him in the photography industry, and I didn't understand it. And he, after we met, you know, a couple months later, he came back to me and he said, look, and he's a veteran. He pioneered the photography industry, and he told me, look, after we met, I've been trying to meet other people your age. I've been talking to other people your age. And he said, I haven't met anyone else like you. I was wondering if this is just how people your age are, or if you're an outlier. And he said something to me that I didn't understand at the time. I was too young to understand. And he said to me, your eyes are so clear. I didn't get it. He said, I bet you can see the world for what it is. I was too young, I was too naive to understand it. I didn't get it. I only just recently understood what he meant by it after he died. But he said, would you do some work for me in the photography industry? I need someone to do some work. And I was intimidated, because that's industry work, that's professional. I said, look, I'm I'm not a professional, you know. And he said, well, you know, I need someone to do some work. I need event work. I need this. I need consulting and this and that. And I said, okay, I'll give it a try, but I don't think I'm the right person for this job. I really don't believe that. And I did a lot of work for him. So all of the skills that I have as a professional, any understanding that I have as industry work, I learned from this friend of mine. And I really admired him. I looked up to him because all of the skills that I have as a professional, I learned from him. And he's someone who really believed in me. And he gave me the opportunity to learn from him and to see his skills, to learn from him, to see. He was someone that I understood could see the future as an industry leader. He could see what affects an industry. He could see what causes an industry to either fail or succeed. And it took me years to understand that. And I absolutely looked up to him. And about 2 weeks ago, he died of leukemia. And so I've been trying to process that. I've been trying to understand his legacy. I've been trying to understand what he left behind. I've been trying to understand every single thing that he's ever said to me. And it's influenced every single last line of dialogue that I've spoken in my videos over the last 2 or 3 weeks, or, you know, you lose track of time when these sort of things happen. I did a video recently where I featured a picture of Satoru Iwata. And people got really mad at me, and it's sad. It's really sad to me. I featured a picture of Satoru Iwata because I wanted to inspire other developers to do their best and to create something beautiful for other people. When you're a game developer, it is often disheartening. There's so much work that goes into game development, and you hit so many low points. And sometimes you feel like things are impossible, and you think there's no way I can keep going. This just isn't going to work. And when I feel like that, when I feel like I can't do this, I can't keep going, I think of Satoru Iwata, and I think, this is a guy that did so much for the games industry. He's incredible. He did so much work, and he brought such beautiful things to people. I think of Satoru Iwata, and it inspires me to keep going, to do my best. And I wanted to share that feeling with everyone. I wanted to share that with other developers. I wanted to encourage other developers to do their best and to create something beautiful for other people. And I made a video where I featured a picture of him because I wanted to share that feeling, and then people got really mad at me for doing that, and they're saying you're making fun of Satoru Iwata. And it was really sad to me that people interpreted that. And I thought I obviously didn't do a good enough job. It's totally on me. It's not anyone else's fault. It's my fault for not being clear with my communication. But I wanted to inspire other developers because I know there's a lot of people like me out there that you hit low points. That's just how it is as a developer. And I just wanted to encourage people to do your best. And I mean, I featured him because I wished he was still here. I wish Satoru Iwata was still here. I wish my friend was still here. My friend that died 2 weeks ago. And this is a topic that I needed to discuss with you guys, you know, a few weeks ago, but I didn't want to because it's difficult. But I need to focus on content that is positive. I need to share things with people that are positive. The effect that I have on people needs to be positive. Because there's a friend of mine now that probably has only until the end of the year, most likely less. He's also dealing with cancer, and I'm trying to spend as much time as I can with him. And I'm trying to be my friend. He's dying of cancer. I'm trying to bring him a sense of calm and a sense of peace, and I'm trying to bring him a sense of reassurance. And that's what I'm focused on with my life right now. That is my priority in life, is to bring people a sense of calm and reassurance. There's a number of people in my life right now that need that. And I need to be strong enough to be able to provide that, even if they aren't dying. There's people that have issues, that they're going through difficult moments in their life. People that I looked up to, people that I admired while I was growing up. Now I'm the adult. They're older and they're going through very difficult stages of their lives. They are now turning to me for strength and support. So I need to give those people a sense of calm and stability. And I'm sitting with a friend, and I always accepted death is going to happen. That's a problem, that's everyone dies. And I never really feared it. But I'm sitting with my friend dying of cancer, and this is the first time in my life where I've seen the fear in someone's eyes. And he's in his 80s, and he's terrified. He hasn't talked to anyone about it, but he's talking to me about it. And he's just terrified. He's so scared of it. And this is the first time I've seen just fear like this. How do I bring him a sense of calm? How do I bring him reassurance and a sense of comfort? And that is my priority, is trying to make him feel better at some point. And so this is where I am at personally. And this attitude is affecting all of my videos. In my videos, I wanted to tell you guys 2 weeks ago that I need to step away from videos where I am offering critique. I need to step away from videos that have any kind of negativity in them, because my priority in life right now is to bring a sense of calm and stability to other people. And I wanted to tell you guys a couple weeks ago, but it's too difficult. It's very difficult to talk about this stuff. It sucks. Nobody wants to hear the stuff. Nobody wants to say it. And so that is why my Nintendo Switch videos have not been negative. I'm receiving so much personal harassment. I try to respond to comments because I want to let people know that I care about what they have to say. But I'm just receiving so many personal attacks from people that are saying, you're this word, you're that word. I'm unsubscribing because you're not attacking Nintendo. So this is why I have been so positive in my videos. This is why I've been so positive about Nintendo and its pricing of the Nintendo Switch, is that I do not want to step into negativity. Because if I focus on negativity, I know for a fact that I will take it too far, and it will go very negative. I'm expending the majority of my energy right now on staying positive, because I'm in a position where I have a lot of people relying on me. There are so many difficult things that I'm having to manage. My friend that died 2 weeks ago, I'm still trying to understand his legacy. I'm trying to understand what he left behind, and I have to decide for myself, what am I going to pick up? What of his legacy am I going to carry forward? I haven't figured it out yet. Death is complicated. It's scary. People are so angry at me right now for saying you're condescending, you're this and that, you're this and that. And it's so disheartening to me that people have misinterpreted my messages. The things that people say I'm being condescending, there are messages that I intend as encouragement, and there are things that you won't understand when you're young. There are things that you won't understand until decades later. But nothing that I've ever said on this channel has been with the intent to condescend to people. Everything here is to encourage you to do your best. Because I want to do my best, and I still feel like my best is not good enough, and I need to get stronger, I need to get smarter, and I need to do better. And I don't have all the answers. It's so frustrating to me, because the people that are dying, the people that pioneered industries, the people that did all the work before me, they had the answers, and they took the answers with them. They are now gone. The people that I looked up to, the people that I admired, like Satoru Iwata, they're not here anymore. And it's so sad for people to attack me and say, oh, you're making fun of him. He's one of my biggest inspirations. And I'm trying to carry that legacy forward. But I don't know the answer to it. I'm just going to do the best that I can. So I don't know. I'm not here to say I'm this big fancy YouTuber, I'm a big celebrity, look at me. I'm not trying to say I'm a big fancy industry leader. I'm going to do the best that I can, but I don't have the answers because the people that have the answers are gone and they're not here with us anymore. The people that are left have to do the best that they can. They have to try to be inspired by the people that came before them. And that's it. So that is what I wanted to discuss with you. That has influenced every single video that I've done over the past 2 or 3 weeks. It's influenced every single line of dialogue that I've said, that I've spoken with you. I've broken all of my rules for posting videos on this channel. One of my rules is do not create videos when you are emotional, because when you are emotional, you don't see clearly. But I have no choice. I'm trying to process the death of a number of friends. I'm processing a friend that's dying. Yet people are asking me every day for more videos. People tell me that their weeks are difficult, it's frustrating, and my videos provide them with just some positivity. So I have to keep making these videos. People ask me for more. So I have to do my best. No matter what happens, I have to do my best. I'm not in a position where I can show signs of weakness. So whatever topic I cover, I need to make sure that I do it in a way that shares a sense of calm and strength with other people. And I will continue to do that no matter what it takes. I want to share a sense of calm and stability with other people. I don't care how many people say you suck, I'm unsubscribing. It doesn't matter to me. No matter what, I still will keep going. I'll still do my best no matter what. But I don't have all the answers. The people that had the answers are gone. I wish they were here. And that was the whole point. I shared an image of Satoru Iwata. I wanted to inspire people and to cheer people up and to encourage them. I wish he was still here. I wish my friend was still here, but they're not. We are here. You're here. I'm here. So we're just going to have to do the best that we can. That's it. Alright, I haven't been sleeping well. I've been sleeping very little every single night. I'm trying to get these videos done. I'm working on my games that I'm developing. I've been sleeping very little. It's negatively affecting all of my work, but I can't help it. The work has to be done. The videos have to get out there because I want to be able to bring something positive to people. My games have to be done. That's how I earn money. It's just how it is. You have to get the work done. You won't always understand what I say in my videos because I choose my wording very wisely. People think, oh, you're being condescending. It's much deeper than that. It's so much deeper than that. But that's it. I'm going to play a song for you on the piano. I hope you enjoy. This is something that I wrote about a week ago. Hope you enjoy. Thanks for listening. I hope you understand. And if you're leaving, if you're unsubscribing, I just want to say thank you for ever being subscribed in the first place. I'm not a YouTuber. I mean, I don't understand. I don't know how else I'm supposed to explain this. I'm just some guy. So I'm not going to do things the way a YouTuber would. I'm just a guy. I just want to share some of my adventure with you. I'm going to play a song for you on the piano. Thanks for being here. I'll see you around. Thank you for being here. I want to apologize for making you all worry. Over the past few weeks, I have made some decisions and I have been working towards improving the channel. And I want to check in with all of you so that we can just reset, we can see eye to eye and level, and I can apologize for making you worry. I knew that my approach was going to make people upset, but I honestly underestimated the amount that people actually cared. I honestly did not believe that people actually cared that much, and so I apologize that I've made you worried, and I apologize that I upset you. My intentions were to try to get the negative part of my audience to be so angry at me that they would unsubscribe and click the button that says don't recommend videos from this channel. And the reason being is there were a lot of people bringing negativity into the comment section, and they were just ruining the experience for everyone. And this is not anyone's fault but my own. Over the past year or so, there were a number of objectives that I needed to accomplish in terms of nudging the games industry away from some malpractices and some attitudes. And I employed every possible avenue in the online space in order to achieve that. We have achieved that goal. The price that I have to pay is that I have attracted an audience to my channel that tends to focus on hatred, anger, and negativity. And that's simply something that I have to deal with now. And so that is what I am trying to fix. If you look at any of my videos, I did not ask anyone to like or subscribe. I was merely trying to accomplish a goal. But as we went along, more people asked me to make videos for them. When I first started getting a lot of views on this channel, because look, for forever I only had a handful of people, and this was just a place for us to hang out, and I could share my games that I was working on, and I wanted to make games for people. But when the channel suddenly got a huge boost in numbers, I saw the opportunity to be able to positively influence the games industry's trajectory. That is my priority, and we have done that. We've accomplished that. I'm grateful to everyone who has helped me work towards that. But now I will be adjusting my approach, so I will be working more hands-on, in a more direct method in the industry itself, and I will make sure that I can help the right people find the right roles and the right positions, and to positively influence the industry to look for people who are hardworking, passionate, and care about games. I want to focus on helping people who want to make great games for people. I want to help those people further in their career. I want to help those people get a head start and learn game development. And I want to make this channel just a cool, great place for you to hang out at. Again, when the channel got a big boost, I used my channel, I basically cannibalized my channel in order to, again, nudge the games industry away from a very, very bad trajectory. And we accomplished that. But as we went along, more and more people said that they just enjoyed the channel for positivity, that it brought them positivity during the week, and that was something that is important to me. And the reason why I became so focused on it over the past few weeks, and the reason why I pushed so hard to try to accomplish this goal, is for a number of reasons. I want to do a better job for you guys. I mentioned a very close friend of mine died a few weeks ago, and it made me feel like I have not been doing a good enough job. I understand that I have a responsibility here for all of you who enjoy this channel, which is why I've been pushing hard to make videos for all of you. People say that they want to come here and just have a laugh, to learn something, to enjoy, and I want to make sure that I'm doing the absolute best job that I can. And when my friend died a few weeks ago, it made me reflect and understand I was not doing a good job. Part of my job here is to ensure that the community is in good shape, that it's healthy, that this is a cool, positive place for people to hang out at. And I wanted to do a better job for all of you. I want to make better videos that are more helpful to people that want to learn game development, or for gamers who just want to hear stuff about games behind the scenes. I want to do more for you guys. And so I need to take responsibility. I need to accept accountability for what I did. What I did was I cannibalized my own channel in order to accomplish a professional goal, and as a consequence of that, I attracted negativity. I attracted people who just want negativity, hatred, and anger. And so I accept that. And now I need to do something about it to improve the situation so that I can do a better job for all of you. Something that has stuck with me last year, I mentioned this in my previous video, and I apologize that I've made you guys worry. But last year, when a friend died, it has constantly been on my mind, in that what could I have done better? And I mentioned, you know, I like talking about my friends. We all enjoy talking about our friends, but I know that I could have done a better job bringing positivity to Scotty. He was, I already mentioned this in one of my previous videos, but he was dying from cancer, and I did not do a good job bringing him positivity. I didn't do any job bringing him a sense of calm and reassurance. And I know that I could have. I know that his life, especially the end of it, could have been better if I had been a better friend, if I had listened to him more, if I had been there for him, if I brought him just any kind of positivity. And I have been carrying that, and I suspect I shall be carrying it for the rest of my life. But I know that I want his death to help make me into a stronger person and into a better person. Not better as, ooh, I'm better than other people. Better as in more good. I want to do more good for people, because I wasn't there for Scotty, but I can be there for all of you. People have been worried about me, and I really appreciate that. I'm personally in a very good mood. I've been really great lately, and the reason being is, unfortunately, there is another friend of mine who has been dealing with terminal cancer. He likely only has until the end of the year, but these are the things through life that you learn to understand and deal with in the best way possible. And I have been able to sit with him and spend time with him, and I get to tell him stories. I bring over my instruments, and he always likes to see the weird ones, especially if I make something funny, or I find something cool that he's never seen before, and I'll play songs for him. So lately I've been getting to spend time with him, and a few weeks ago I saw the fear in his eyes. He was terrified of death, and I'd never I'd never seen it like that before, and it really impacted me. And I can't help but think, is this how Scotty felt? Is this the same look that was on Scotty's face that I was not there for? And I told my friend, I told Noel, I've been trying to get stronger my whole life, and I finally had the strength to tell someone. I hugged him, I gave him a hug, and I said, Noel, everything's going to be all right. And I gave him a smile, and I didn't show him that I was upset, and I played music for him, and I sang songs. And he was terrified, and he wasn't eating, and his family was saying he wasn't doing well. And then I came back 2 weeks later. They needed some time, and he was smiling, and he was doing better, and his family said, oh yeah, he's doing better. And I don't know if anything I said, if anything I did had any difference or not. I don't know. But what I do know is that I am there for my friend, and I can try to do something to make his life better. And so that is what my focus is. I just want to bring something to other people's lives that'll make their lives better. And that is part of my focus here on YouTube. That is why I am leaning away from the industry topics, because it attracts negativity. It negatively affects the overall objective and what I can accomplish here on YouTube. So my goal is to bring you guys something positive. I want to help make your lives better in some way. The price that I'll have to pay for that is that there will be people on the internet who are angry at me. They'll be making fun of me. They'll be saying, you know, cool buzzwords that they all say. They only have like 3 or 4 buzzwords at a time. But those are things that do not affect me. Those things don't even register with me because it has no meaning. It has no value. It doesn't mean anything. My life is with the people that I care about. And so I just want to thank you for sticking with me. I know that many of you are feeling irritated and upset, and I knew that was going to happen. It would be a lie if I just hand waved and I said everything is fine. No, I know what I did. My intention was to upset people so that they would get mad and unsubscribe. I hope you understand the reasoning behind that, because I want to make this channel a better place for all of you. Again, I want to thank you for being here. I will do my absolute best. I want to do more to give back to you guys, and I will focus on doing more for you. So thank you for being here. Please take care of yourselves. Please be well. Please spend time with the people that you care about. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to go work on some awesome videos now. I'm going to work extra hard on these upcoming videos. I will make up for the fact that the past couple weeks sucked. Thank you for understanding. I'll see you. Hey guys, thanks for joining me. It's Jerrel. So, I want to address a topic that I've never addressed before. There's a couple YouTube content creators out there who have been working towards a goal, and I have been trying my best to support the efforts that we were working towards. And I don't think I've really ever named names on the channel or anything like that. And of course, I'm a professional working in the games industry, and I've been trying to use my experience and my understanding of how industries work to help you guys. And I don't think I've ever really talked directly much with all of you. So, Hypnotic, Smash JT, Very Dark, and a number of other of you as well. I didn't realize how much fun I was having with you guys. And when we were posting videos together, it felt like it felt like we were on a team. And it was so great. And the work that you guys are doing for the industry is so important. And I have to be very careful about what I say, because I'm working in the industry. And so, over the past months, I've been having to make some considerations. And then over the past few weeks, I have made the decision to move the channel towards focusing on just positive content. That is a decision that I've made for the viewers of my channel, the people who enjoy watching my content, who really just want a positive place to hang out. But I hope you'll understand my position in the industry, that the way that I have been addressing topics was starting to get a bit too direct, and that puts me at risk professionally, if you can understand what I'm saying. And so I didn't want to have to talk about this in case certain people see this. But I just wanted to directly thank all of you, Hypnotic, Smash, Very Dark, and of course many others. But I want to thank you for what you guys are doing. And I know that you get people that dislike you and hate you and say that you suck. I believe in you guys, and I want to thank you for what you've done. And I've had so much fun making videos with you guys. But because of the direction that I have to take, and I've chosen to take, I realized this morning after Hypnotic posted a video and I was in the thumbnail, that was the moment I realized I won't be able to support you guys in the same way. I won't be able to make videos the same way to support you guys, if you know what I mean. And so I have to find other ways to support you guys, but I hope you understand. It can't look a certain way, if you know what I mean. So publicly it has to look a certain way. Professionally, I have to, I think you get what I mean. So I just wanted to say thanks. And I didn't realize how bummed out I would be. I can't make videos with you guys anymore. I can't make videos the same way. So my channel will be strictly positive stuff for a number of reasons. But in my previous video I explained I have been trying to make it so that people who don't want the positive stuff, people who just want the sort of the content that I was making before, I take responsibility for, that was attracting people that wanted negativity. And that was something that I didn't understand all that well, because I'm not a professional YouTuber, and I'm well aware that you guys are much better at this than me. I know that I'm not good at YouTube. I don't really understand it, and I've said this many times. I don't really understand YouTube. But I'm going to do my best, so I have to portray things positively, and I'm going to make sure that my channel focuses on education and fun and comedy. But it's been so great, and I want to say Smash, Hypnotic, Very Dark, and many others, keep going, you guys, keep going. We need you. And you know that I've believed in you. You know I've always believed in you, and I've championed you. Keep going. I'll have to find other ways to support you. I think you know what I mean. I'll have to do things a bit quieter from now. Hi, thanks for stopping by. I'm Jerrel. If we haven't met before, if we haven't yet had a chance to chat and talk and hang out, I'm just a normal, ordinary, boring guy. I'm not setting out to be a YouTuber or an internet celebrity or anything like that. I make my own video games, I run my own studio, and I'm making this video to check in and say thank you and share some things to those who have been supporting me and hanging out with me for a while. And for everyone new, I wanted to meet you, say hello. I know what it's like when you see someone on the internet and they're just this person from a distance, and you generally view them as some sort of like a cool figure that you don't really know, and they're just this neat person that makes videos on the internet. And I wanted to level with you and just be a normal person with you, just to hang out with you, to have a chat, have a talk, and to show you, look, I'm not anyone special, I'm not anyone important, I'm just a normal guy, and I want to share a song with you. I'll play a song with you, but I want to share a little bit of what's going on with me, especially if you enjoy my Silver Falls games. So what's been going on with me is recently I've been making efforts to create more YouTube content and grow the audience. This is something that I haven't really done before, is actively tried to grow the audience for the Sungrand channel. Naturally, that means that when I share my projects and I launch my games, that naturally means that there are more people looking at my games. That's not something I've done much in the past before. The topic of the video is I am not driven by money. We're sadly in a culture where we sort of glorify this sad, desperate chase for money as if that will bring validation and value to your life. And it is something that we see more and more with more and more content creators talking about how great it is to earn money and just to have money. But that is not something that is important to me. That's not something that brings value to my life. That's not something I personally work towards in order to gain validation and bring value to my life. What I do want to share with you is this photo. This is from 2018. This is me, my buddy Ike, in the middle, a Vietnam War vet. I've chatted a little bit about him before. And on the other side is Scotty. I met Scotty in a saloon called the OK Corral in Pioneer on Highway 88. And when I met Scotty years and years ago, his wife had just died of cancer and he was struggling pretty badly. And we met in the saloon. We were chatting and talking, and we became friends. And every time I had the chance, I would go up to Scotty and hang out with him. And, you know, we have mutual friends there, and we would talk and we would just have a great time, and we would go and do karaoke. This photo was taken in this little small saloon in a small town called Volcano that's not too far from Pioneer. And I did a video recently where I wanted to take you guys on an adventure, and one of the saloons that you see there is the OK Corral in Pioneer on Highway 88. And what's been going on with Scotty is he's towards the end of the line with lung cancer. And his friends and I have been begging him for years and years to give up smoking, to let it go. But he never did. And I feel in a way that he never really got over the loss of his wife. For those of you who enjoy the Silver Falls games, I'll share a little bit of behind the scenes information with you. With Silver Falls, when I write my stories and characters, I draw inspiration from my real life adventures, from going around exploring these small towns in the wilderness, meeting people, spending time with people. And I'll let you know, this is something that I never meant to share with anyone, I never meant to say to anyone, is that quite a bit of the stories and the adventures in my Silver Falls games, they draw inspiration from the adventures that I've shared with Scotty and Ike, but especially Scotty. And I'm at a point where I don't know how well Scotty is doing. The last time I saw him was a year ago, and the prognosis wasn't great. It's now been more than a year since I've seen him, and I've sent a text message and I haven't heard back from him, and I am trying to find the strength to call. And I think you can imagine how difficult that might be, trying to prepare yourself for the worst, for when someone else picks up the phone and says he's not here anymore. And you have to be ready for things like that in life, because those things will happen. And the first time it happens to you, it's going to be very rough. It's going to be difficult, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can prepare you for that. It is something that you will have to experience for yourself. You'll have to grow, you'll have to become stronger, and you'll have to learn how to support other people who will be dealing with that sort of difficulty in their life. Here's some photos of the OK Corral in Pioneer, where Scotty and I like to hang out. When I was there last year, all the locals and all of Scotty's friends kept thanking me, because when I went up there to spend time with Scotty last year, he had smiled so much and he was so happy, and everyone kept thanking me, and they were saying that they haven't seen him smile in years, and that the only time he had really looked that happy and smiled was when I went up there to spend time with him. And so I hope you understand why I need to get back there as soon as I can, so I can hopefully put a smile on his face again. I'm telling you this because there's many people that are wondering why I'm trying to grow an audience so fast on YouTube when it's not something that I've ever done before. I make my games, I run my own studio by myself, I'm a solo developer. I just want to make my games and earn enough revenue to pay my bills. That's what I want. I don't care about amassing a huge fortune. I don't care about being rich. But I'm in a position where I can't afford to just drop everything I'm doing right now and then fly back. I live in Australia. My family and my friends and Scotty, they are in California in the United States. And if I were to go there, I would need to be in a better financial position where I've sold so many games where I'm pretty far ahead financially. And then part of the reason I've been pushing to try to build an audience so quickly on YouTube so that I can reach more people, so I can sell more games, is because I need to get back there to see how Scotty is doing. And there is a chance that he may not be there anymore. Scotty absolutely loves music. He loves going to karaoke and singing, and he loves to hear me sing, and he always asks me to sing songs, and of course I always oblige. And there's a chance that by the time I do get back to California, when I do save up the funds to fly back, there's a chance that he won't be there anymore, and I have to be ready for that. And I really just want to play at least one more song for him. The last time I saw him, this was the last song I played for him. And in the event that I won't be able to play this song for Scotty, I'd like to play it for you. And I hope you enjoy it. But I don't want to play it here in this boring green screen area. I hope you understand why I've been pushing so hard to grow the YouTube channel, to gain more subscribers. I'm personally happy to have kept going the way I was, not necessarily pushing to build an audience and just hanging out with you guys and selling my games at a slower rate, but at least that way I can pay my bills. But right now I need to do so much more than just pay my bills. I need to be able to earn significantly more money so that I can be financially safe, I can purchase a plane ticket, and I can go and spend time with my friend who isn't going to be around for that much longer. Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. I just wanted to check in with you and have a little talk and thank everyone who has recently subscribed. So for everyone who has recently joined the channel, thank you very much for coming to hang out, and I really appreciate that you are here. Thank you for your support. Today I just wanted to talk about what's up with my channel and what I'm doing online. I know a lot of people have seen some of my speeches that I've done recently at industry level for the game industry, and I just want to let you know I don't like doing those. That is not something that I really want to do. I just want to make video games. I want to make cool things for people. I want to make fun games, and in between that, while I'm making my games, maybe I'll make some fun and interesting videos here and there for people to have a laugh at. I don't like doing industry speeches because we are addressing topics that can be quite difficult to address, and it will earn me enemies. And I understand that, and I've accepted that. So why I don't want to do these speeches is that, unfortunately, there is negativity involved in what you have to say, but when someone does something wrong, you have to point it out. And if you don't, things can snowball out of control into catastrophic levels. I don't want to do these speeches, and I don't need to do these speeches. I don't care about the clicks or the views, but I'm doing this not because I want to or need to, but because I choose to. And I choose to stick up for gamers and developers who feel like they are not being heard, that their voices are being ignored by the games industry. And so that is why I'm doing these industry speeches. I am a solo developer. I run my own studio. I make my own games. I make exactly what I want, for better or worse, even if I don't have a huge audience, even if my games don't have mass appeal. That's all right by me. I like to explore sometimes weird ideas. Sometimes they don't always land, but I'm having a lot of fun with what I'm making. All my passion and heart goes into what I make, and I'm able to make games that people can enjoy. So for everyone that has been enjoying my games and has appreciated what I've done, I am so grateful to you guys for enjoying my games and supporting me. In the past, I've worked in the photography and the photo marketing industry, and I saw the industry and its giants rise, and I saw them fall. I saw all of the elements that went into a catastrophic failure for those industries, and at that point I was working with industry veterans and I was new. They threw me into the deep end to see if I would sink or swim. They wanted to see what I would do in a professional environment, and I learned from the very best. And unfortunately, I lacked the experience, the wisdom, and the confidence to do anything about the things that I saw going wrong. So what happened in the photography and photo marketing industry is people exactly like Kathleen Kennedy came into CEO roles and upper management, and they destroyed everything. And I couldn't understand it at the time. I didn't have enough experience and insight. And I understand now that this movement that we have been seeing over the past few years that they call feminism is not feminism. The only thing that I can describe it is neo-feminism. It is not about equality, it is about superiority. And I will get back to that topic later on in the video. But basically, these people enter spaces where they don't really have actual interest in. They just want control and a sense of power. And they want people who echo the same ideological and political views and agendas as them, people that will echo them. They'll tear down anyone who doesn't agree with them and put in those people, even if those people are ill-suited to the roles in which they are working. And people like Kathleen Kennedy destroyed the photography and the photo marketing industry. I watched companies that seemed like they were too big to fail be utterly destroyed by people who came in not because they cared about the work, not because they cared about the industry. They didn't care about the consumer or the end product. They only cared about their own ego and taking control and assuming power. And that will destroy industries. And that is why I'm speaking up for the games industry, because what I watched firsthand, right in front of me, happen to photography companies and in the photo marketing industry that is happening right now in the games industry. And I can clearly see, with my own eyes, I can very clearly see it. We're going to have a disaster on our hands in the game industry. But I know that there is still time. If we all work together, we absolutely can put the ship back on the right direction. So, with my games, they all have been quite small over the past years, and I appreciate everyone who's been understanding and been supporting and cheering on my games. Lately, I've just been planning and working on very small games, stuff that I can make in a short amount of time and that I can ship so I can keep paying my bills. Generally, I try to aim probably more than what I'm currently capable of, but that is part of my personal endeavor to continue pushing myself, to keep improving, to keep getting better, and to make better games than I did previously. I just want to keep improving, but lately my games have been quite small. I don't talk a lot about my personal life because that's not really why we're here. So the reason why a lot of my games, or all my games, are quite small right now is over the past year, I've been volunteering at a local cancer hospital. And I've been playing music. I've been going to the hospital with a fiddle, and I sit in the public area and I just play, traditional music, just something that's easy to listen to, something calming, something to cheer people up. And the staff come to me throughout the day and they're so grateful that at least I was able to brighten up their day even a little bit. People that are receiving treatments will often come down from their rooms to listen, and they'll thank me for, sharing some music with them. And friends and family who are visiting and supporting their loved ones going through treatments have thanked me for that. And I don't receive any money for that. I don't brag about it. And I do it because I understand what it feels like to stare down the barrel of a gun that's aimed at someone else, and you feel utterly powerless and helpless to help someone. One thing that I find as I grow older and older is I feel increasingly frustrated understanding how little I can actually do for other people. I wish that there was more that I could do to help people. I wish there was something I could do to make people's lives better. And the older you get, the more you realize how little you are capable of when it comes to that. And so this is something that I can do. Yes, it takes a certain amount of time away from my work schedule. It takes a certain amount of my focus away. I should be entirely focused on my work, on my career, on advancing my studio and making more games. But I've chosen this. I have chosen to spend time at the cancer hospital because even if it's just a little bit, at least I can help someone see that there is hope, that there can be light at the end of the tunnel. And we all know how these things go. Cancer treatments don't always work out. Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. And it's the fear of not knowing. It's wondering if you're ever going to get to see your loved ones again. It's knowing that they probably only have until the end of the year. And it breaks my heart that people that live on Twitter that don't spend any time in the real world, that are now infesting all these different industries like movies and TV and video games, they don't have this kind of understanding of the world. They don't have compassion for other people. All they care about is themselves and forcing their political views on people. And then they cry and get angry when there's any sort of criticism, and there's no room for them to gain any understanding, any improvement as a person, to become a better human being. They've closed themselves off to that, and it just breaks my heart. Because one day they will be in a position in their lives where they'll need that experience and those skills to be able to handle what's coming their way, and they won't have that. And so I just want to share with you my personal frustration and that I've lost my opportunity to volunteer at the cancer hospital. And the reason why I've lost that opportunity is because people from that woke community, the neo-feminists, who do not care about anything but taking control at all costs. They want control, they want power, they want to tear down men. They entered the sort of the arrangement at the hospital, and they wanted to have a tight control over everything. And anyone who did not bend the knee, they bullied and pushed out. And so I had been volunteering at the cancer hospital for about a year, and then these woke neo-feminists came in and assumed control and exerted their power in a way that made the environment unpleasant and unmanageable. And so I was pushed out of that environment because I would not bend the knee to these neo-feminists who the internet would describe as woke. But it's more than just woke. It's neo-feminism, and it's not about them fighting for equality. It's them fighting for superiority and control. They don't care about the damage that they cause to the world around them. And I am upset, not for myself, but for the people that I was able to help even a little bit, to bring a little bit of brightness to their day. I no longer can do that in that environment. The other day, I had a disturbing conversation with a lady whom I previously had a lot of respect for. And I was explaining my views that all people are equal. It doesn't matter what your gender is. It doesn't matter what you call yourself with your pronouns. Everyone is equal. Everyone should have an equal opportunity in the workplace. And she laughed in my face and she said, "Well, you're wrong." And I was shocked. I thought she was joking, so I froze. And I said, "Excuse me?" I said, everyone is equal. It doesn't matter if you're a male or female. If you're the right person for the job, you should have that job. And she laughed and said, "You're wrong." And she said her reasoning is, for too long, men have been in control and we need to fix it. And by saying we need to fix it, that means you are saying that something is broken. I had brought up the topic of how Ubisoft had a mentorship program that explicitly excluded males. And I said, how is it fair that young men who want to have opportunities to work in this space, that is being taken away from them? How is it fair that there are now organizations that are funding and companies that are hiring based on gender and excluding males? What am I supposed to tell young men who want to have an equal opportunity to work in those career fields? Am I supposed to tell young men that they are inferior to someone else because of the way they were born? Because of their gender, they deserve less opportunities and they are an inferior person. Because that is what this lady was saying. And eventually she just nodded and shrugged and walked away. And that is what we're dealing with here. These neo-feminists that are online, they are not people who care about equality. They don't care about the damage they're causing. They only care to serve themselves. They want control. They want superiority. They do not want equality. And I've been so disturbed from that conversation because I was utterly disgusted that this was someone that I knew in real life. And that we had this discussion and I said, everyone is equal, and she said, no, you're wrong. And this is the mentality that we are harboring and growing on Twitter. And we cannot allow that evil to spread any further, because that is what it is. To claim that someone else is inferior because of their gender, because of the way they were born, is not acceptable. That is evil. And we can no longer abide by that. We can't overcorrect, and we can't fight that by saying, oh, women are wrong, women are worse. No. Everyone is equal. There is no argument about that. And I know that by speaking out like this, by creating these industry speeches, I know what the consequences of my actions are. Before I made these speeches, I had to think very carefully. Because as a public speaker, as a presenter, I understand the deeper implications of what you say, how you say it, where you say it, and when you say it. And I know that I am receiving personal attacks now. My works that I've created, my games, are being attacked. And I know that in the future I will be review bombed. Anything that I publish now will be negatively review bombed, and I will be criticized. And I have accepted that. There's only two things I could have done. I could have kept my mouth shut and done nothing, or I could have spoken up for the developers who are caught in this very unfortunate development in the industry, who do really believe in what they work, what they're working on. They really care. They want to make games using their passion and their skills and their art, and they're forced into these really awful situations. And I want to speak up for gamers so that they understand that they have a voice, that they are being heard, and the industry does need to hear this. And I have accepted the consequences of my action, that there will be negative repercussions for me, and I've accepted that. And that's just how things have to be in order to get the ship back on track. I don't want to keep making these industry speeches, and I don't like making them, so I will only speak when it is absolutely necessary. I will do what the industry needs of me, and it's not because I want to, but it's because it's what is needed of me. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care of yourselves. I want my next videos to just be fun, just something fun. I will keep creating the character analysis videos. I think those are a lot of fun, and I'm really enjoying hearing from all of you. Take care, everyone. I'm going to enjoy a coffee. Be well. Whoa, 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 what are you doing? What are you commenting already? You haven't even watched the video and you're commenting. Okay, I'm not your real dad. I can't tell you what to do. Do what you want. Comment already. So, I thought we could have a talk today. Assassin's Creed has launched, and people are violently and angrily defending the game. And I want to talk to you as just a dude. So, I've posted videos discussing the game, and people have shared comments making it clear that they misunderstand the intention of the videos and my position on the matter. I am seeing comments of people who are very angry, and they are so fighting to defend the honor of a product that was made by a corporation that literally does not care about people. So I want to clarify my position on Assassin's Creed Shadows. I don't care. Whether the game does well or poorly, it's all gravy to me, man. The videos that I'm posting on industry topics are entirely for the benefit of the game's industry. And people are angry at me thinking I'm attacking this game to hurt their feelings. I don't know if you guys have noticed this yet, but this is a scissor unboxing channel. Cut it, crew, snip, snip. Secondly, to the people angrily defending Assassin's Creed Shadows, I only want to say, chill, baby. It has become so painfully obvious to me that some of you don't have the listening skills, because I've made it very clear in my videos and with direct replies to your comments that I'm glad you are enjoying the game. I want these games to be great. I want Assassin's Creed to succeed. I am not trying to tell you that you are dumb for enjoying the game, because I've not made any statements along those lines. And if anything, I've encouraged people to support what they believe in and what they want. But you guys who are just attacking me and attacking other people, you guys have the harshness dialed way up to 11 right now, and you're attacking literally everyone. So let me just talk to you for a second. Let me level with you. I've never taken my lunch break at 4:20, if you know what I mean. Because when you've been where I've been and you've seen the things that I've seen and you've had to do the work that I've done, you learn to handle stress and you just figure out how to develop your chill vibe. But some of you out there, you guys have zero chill and you are harshing the place up. And bro, that ain't snipping. I wouldn't ever advocate for any substance use, ever. And I would normally advise you guys to go out into the world and live your lives. But I see now through your comments that many of you won't do that. So my advice to you is to pop a couple chillaxatives and let it all flow out the back. You gotta chill, baby. Because you are stressed out for no reason. The videos that I make on industry topics are not just surface level. They are written and they function on a deeper level that reaches the industry. And I don't expect you to understand that. There are messages in my video that are focused entirely on de-escalation. I have been saying in my videos hey, don't stress out about this, laugh it off. And I've outright said, don't bother people who want to enjoy the games. Yet for some reason, the people who want to defend Assassin's Creed are attacking me, even though I'm actually defending those people. So that's what happens when people are young and they're just full of emotion and rage and they get worked up over things. So I don't blame you guys. I don't blame that. You're young and that's okay. But it seems like I'm not sure what the route is for you guys to just chill, other than to pop a couple chillaxatives. I knew that people would be angry over me making videos that address industry topics. I knew people would get angry at me over that, and I accepted that. And I know that that's going to happen. That's just a price I have to pay. And I want you to know, I want you to understand that it's okay. It's okay for you to be angry at me. Everything that I do here in the public space is for the benefit of the games industry. Again, this is a scissors unboxing channel. I don't think you've noticed yet. I have a number of videos planned for Xenoblade and Bleach, but right now I have less time. Other than this video, I don't have a video today. I was going to do my fun Bleach video today, but now I've run out of time because I thought this was important to address. So today I'm going to be spending my time with my friend who had to stop his chemo halfway through because he couldn't survive it. So I'm going to make him laugh, I'm going to play music for him, I'm going to bring my banjos, I'm going to tell him stories and figure out a way to put a smile on his face. And we are going to wait for the end together. I cannot let my friend see me be stressed out. If he sees me throw a tantrum, if he sees me angry or upset, it will make things even more difficult for him. It will negatively affect the short time that he has left to live. So that is why I maintain my composure at all times. I stay calm regardless of the amount of stress or pressure I'm under, because someone has to bring a sense of calm and reassurance to other people. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, I don't want to end this video on a downer. I do know that the vast majority of you who actually watch this channel are here for the cool, fun stuff, for the chill vibes. I know that you guys don't even really like me covering the industry topics. You prefer me making the fun stuff. So I just want to share this with you. And I'm always very careful with this kind of thing, because I understand that when you see something from someone that you trust, you want to buy the thing that they're talking about, right? And this is an emulation device that is just so cool. I picked this up a couple weeks ago, and I'm not telling you to buy it. I'm already feeling, a little iffy about this, because I don't want people to say, I saw you talking about the thing and I bought it. I don't want you to spend money. I don't want you to buy something just because I said to, right? You don't need this. This isn't necessary. This is the Anbernic RG Arc S. It's an emulation device that comes in a couple different colors. It's on sale right now for $50 US. Again, I'm not trying to encourage you to buy it. I'm just letting you know that if you're in the market for picking up a very good emulation device and you're just getting started and you want a device where you can pick up and you don't have to do any tinkering, this is a great option. The screen is really fantastic. It is vibrant. It is IPS OCA. If you don't know what that means, I don't know what it means either. It just means that the screen is gorgeous, right? It's so great. It actually does play Saturn games. Months and months ago, people were saying the Saturn emulation was not good. I just put some Saturn ROMs on here and they run great. It's really fantastic, very comfortable to hold. I mostly bought this because it's transparent blue. And that's basically my only weakness is transparent blue things. I will buy them illogically, so, you deal with it. It's very comfortable to hold. Really awesome. So, I mean, I'm not even going to put a link in the description because I'm not sponsored, but if you go on AliExpress, if this is something that you think you would like, it's Anbernic Arc S. There's another model that's more expensive because it also has Android built in. It has a touchscreen. This is the non-Android version because I wanted the transparent blue. Otherwise, I would have gotten the one that has Android. So this is so cool. This is so awesome. I was playing some Sonic R earlier, and just realizing what a terrible game that is. Awful, 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 awful. So anyway, I mean, like, yeah, I just wanted to end this on a note that was pretty cool, but oh man, these shoulders feel so good. Check out these stacked shoulders. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. Please take care. I'll see you around, okay? Be well. Take care. And again, sorry, I don't have a fun, I was gonna do my bleach video today and I don't have time. I'm busy, so we'll see. I'm gonna have less time for the next few months. See ya. Hey, it's good to see you. Welcome. All right, so I think I can finally tell you what I've been working on. I've had a couple people reaching out to me over the past week or so asking about some of my previous videos. They've been asking if I'm all right, if things are all right, and I really appreciate all of you reaching out to me. It's been so great. People asked about the tone. They felt like something was a little off in the tone in some of my previous videos. So before they explain that, I want to let you know where my priorities are with this channel right now. Over the past few months, I've been noticing more and more people, and I've lost count of all the people that are saying that their week is tough, they just have such a tough work week, and that my channel is something they look forward to. My channel brings them positivity. It's a place where they can have a laugh, they can relax and just chill, and that really meant something to me. The fact that I could maintain this channel and bring people something positive, but there was a problem. Because of the content that I was creating in regards to the games industry, it was bringing in a lot of subscribers who were ruining that vibe. I keep a close watch on the comments, and there are people who want to come here for positivity and relax, and they were expressing that they were just kind of bummed out by the killjoys that were coming into the comment section, just ruining everything with their negativity and spreading hate and looking for hate content. And they were, you know, not so supportive when I just wanted to do fun, funny, educational stuff. So I decided that I want to focus this channel entirely on bringing people positivity. I want this channel to be a place where you can hang out, you can relax, you can have fun, and you shouldn't have to worry about people in the comment sections just pushing negativity onto other people. And I'm not this big professional YouTuber, so I don't exactly know how to handle or manage all of this. So what I knew was I had to somehow get a lot of people to unsubscribe from my channel, and I wasn't exactly sure how to do that. But when the topic of the Nintendo Switch 2 came up, and I saw that people were getting riled up and highly emotional, and I knew that a portion of my subscribers would be looking for anger and hatred. They're looking for me to, stick it to them, show Nintendo. I saw the opportunity to create content with very deliberate phrasing and tone that I knew that my genuine audience, the people that come here to just have fun, to have some positivity, I knew those people would not be offended. I knew that you guys would know something is up. Because I talk to you guys directly in the comment section, I know you're intelligent people, I know you're funny people, because so many comments, I'm laughing out loud, and I knew that you guys would understand what was up. So basically what I've been doing with my videos over the past 2 weeks or so is I've been using phrasing, language, and tone that I knew would upset people who want to push negativity onto other people. People who are looking for rage bait content, people who are looking just to hate something. Those people were ruining the experience of my channel for other people. Those people were coming into this comment section just ruining the vibe, and I don't want that. I don't want a channel where people just feel uncomfortable in the comment section. And I knew that this decision was going to make people really dislike me. I knew that it was going to bring harassment towards me personally, and I had to calculate, is this something that I'm willing to take on for the benefit of getting people to unsubscribe so that the channel can just focus on being a positive, cool place. And it didn't take me long to decide. I mean, I knew that's exactly what I wanted. I want to make this a cool place for you guys. And that means that I can't cover industry topics the way that I did before, because if I do that, it will bring the same people back in, the same people looking for negativity and hate content. They're going to come to this channel and ruin the vibe in the comment section. So that's the reason why I have been using a specific language and tone, and I know that many of you figured it out. I know that you guys have figured it out. I was trying to upset the people that were trying to force me to make hate content, the people that were ruining the vibe in the comment section and just being a buzzkill towards other people. I wanted to make them mad at me so that they would unsubscribe, and that way the people that are watching the videos and leaving comments here are people that just want to have fun, that just want to relax and have a little bit of positivity during their day, during their week. So there we go. No, I haven't snapped. I'm doing normal. I'm as normal can be. I'm working on my games, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm disappointed that more people haven't unsubscribed. I know that you guys have noticed. I have been pushing really hard to try to get the negative people to unsubscribe. I've been pushing so hard, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of tired of it. This is the one time during my channel where I put on an act. You guys know that I'm genuine, I'm just myself. The past 2 weeks were the only time that I've put on an act, because I was really trying to get people mad at me so they would unsubscribe. And it's tiring, actually. So I don't want to do that anymore. I'm done. I think whoever was going to unsubscribe has unsubscribed already, because they feel offended and attacked. And I know that the people who genuinely just enjoy having fun here, I knew you guys would get it. I knew that you would understand that something was different about the tone. So there it is. And I'm doing this because I want you guys to have a cool channel to hang out. It's fortunate that I don't actually care about the subscriber count. I don't care about the number going down. I do care that it didn't go down enough. I was hoping that subscriber count would drop more than it has, but I don't want you guys to worry. So that's why I'm telling you now, is the channel's only going to get better from now, because the people that will be in the comment section are people that just want to have a laugh, they just want to have fun. I'm going to try even harder to make cool, fun videos for you. I will be focusing on a couple of long-term projects. One, I'm going to maintain a PSP project using Game Maker, so I'll be creating a framework template project in Game Maker 8 that you can use to make PSP games. And what I'm going to do is host that so that you guys can download that project, you can modify it and learn it, and you can make your own PSP games. So I'll make the framework, so all the hard parts will be done. You can add in your own graphics, you can modify it and build your own levels, add in your own weapons and enemies. And that's something that we can maintain and work on long term. And then I will do the same for the Nintendo DS as well, using a program called DS Game Maker. And this is what I want for this channel. I want us to have fun. I want us making cool things. And that is not something that I could do with the channel tied down by all the negativity. So hopefully at this point, I think we've done it. I think we've basically cut ties with the negativity. We're stepping away from the industry topics because I want the channel to be more productive and more relaxed and chill. So there we go. That's it. All right, so I mean, we're all kind of stressed out over the past couple of weeks. Look, let's go to the pub, let's grab a drink, and let's sing some Irish tunes. But if you're underage, you can't come. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to stay home. But I mean, we can bring you back some French fries if you want. We'll grab some French fries on the way home. So yeah, sorry if you're underage, you stay home. Rest of us, hop in the car, we're going to the pub. I made it very clear that I'm not here for attention, and I will sometimes be covering topics and presenting topics with speeches that you will not always understand. I told you that whatever I discuss here on industry topics will be for the gamers. I am against anti-consumer practices. I'm against pro-corporate. And I asked you to be patient to listen and to trust me. I said everything I say in my videos will not be just literal. There's a lot of meaning to what goes into these videos, and they are not literally just to make a video for attention. They are to guide people to sharing their feedback, to lead a conversation toward a discussion, towards people sharing their perspectives, but also showing the industry how you respond to various topics with various tones and subjects, how you respond to certain situations, how you respond to information. Now, when the announcement for the Switch 2 was launched, things were not going well. There were many negative reactions online, and I posted a number of videos that were not just literal. They were prompts. They were prompts for you to share your feedback so the industry could see how you feel and how you respond to certain subjects. It did not go well in the fact that people, instead of receiving any information or viewing the matter in a subjective way, merely through tantrums, people did not care about the facts. They ignored the facts, and they only focused on hatred and anger, and people only focused on stoking that anger and hatred. And because of that, people turned on me. I was slandered online, which does not matter to me. Again, I do not care about reputation. I have no interest in popularity, but people were slandering me for a time period, and not a single content creator stood up in my defense. Now, what does that show the industry? It shows the industry that when people are shown information and facts, the hate mob online will disregard any information and won't actually watch videos and won't actually listen. I posted a number of videos to show what would happen, and you guys proved that you do not actually watch videos, you do not actually listen to information, you outright ignore it and focus on just creating hatred online. Now, what do you think you have just shown the games industry? You have just shown the games industry that there is no reason for them to listen to you. You have just shown them that there is no reason for them to accept any of your perspectives or feedback because you just act like children. There is no reason for them to say, wait, maybe these consumers are onto something. Unfortunately, I expected much better out of all of you. This is entirely my fault. This is not your fault. This is entirely my fault because I believed in you. I believed you had the maturity and the intelligence to understand what I was telling you, to understand information that was presented to you, and I'm very disappointed. Again, I have no interest in popularity. I do not care that people are slandering me online and spreading lies. That has no bearing on my life. That doesn't mean anything to me. What matters to me is that I can no longer create these speech videos addressing industry matters because of how you guys responded. Because I did a video, you guys ignored all of the information and turned everything into hatred, hate content, into slandering, and then nobody stood up and said, wait a second, hold on, maybe there's some information in here. I've been watching all of your videos. I keep an eye on the industry, I watch what all of you post, and I'm very disappointed. I really believed in you guys. So, I have been the only industry professional addressing this matter in the public space in a direct way. Do you understand that? Are there any other professionals putting on a suit and addressing these matters in a public and open way? Who has been fighting for you for the past year? When the previous CEO of Unity, John Riccitiello, put in anti-developer and anti-consumer practices and was going to tear apart Unity as a company and rupture the industry, I first put on the suit and tie, I spoke, and we were able to remove the CEO that was destroying unity. That is extremely difficult to do. You cannot just make that happen. That does not happen every day. That is extremely difficult. Now, my set of skills come from the industry. I am accustomed to dealing with multi-million-dollar CEOs and business owners. That is what I've done in the past. I know how to deal with them. And you do not deal with them by just throwing tantrums. I asked you to trust me, and you didn't. And because of that, I can't make these speech videos anymore. Do you understand the reasoning why? You've just destroyed our credibility. This was an endeavor with you and me, and you've destroyed our credibility with your behavior online over the past week, 2 weeks, or whatever it is. There was still so much more work that we need to do in the industry. And it is very disappointing. But unfortunately, I'll have to do this work alone now. Whatever work that I have to do in the industry now has to be behind closed doors, in stuffy boardrooms. I'm so disappointed in you. I really believed in you guys. So moving forward, I will not be addressing any industry topics whatsoever, because I can't anymore. You destroyed our credibility. Great work. I told you everything I said is not literal. I told you these videos are prompts to show the industry how you respond to stimulus, to information, and you responded in the absolute worst way possible. You could not have responded worse. And the only reason I am upset is because I believed in you. I thought you were more mature. I thought you were more intelligent.